Hello.
What were you gonna do? Zero, you said you're gonna do it.
I was gonna say something. Okay, I'll say it anyways. Minasan, yokozo to Lemon Lake there. That's as less cringy as I could do it. I was gonna go for Minasan, but it was way too cringy. I was dying inside. Yeah. So sorry. That's about like the extent of the Japanese that I know, by the way. So
It's kind of funny.
but yeah. Welcome back to Lemon
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's the second podcast, so yes, welcome back. So once again, yes, I had to start with the disclaimers, but since we already said the big disclaimer on the first podcast, I can kind of say this easier. So the disclaimer is that for the full disclaimer, you can go to the first podcast in the series, and you should hear the full disclaimer within the first 10 minutes of the video. Yes. Once again, thank you so much to Kai over here to my left. For hosting until I get my assets and life in order. Watashi no namae wa... Okay, no, stop. Let me stop. My name is Zero. Okay, so please stick to Kai's chat rules. Remember that this is a safe space to talk about the things that are related to this podcast. And you can always send in the messages anonymously. While Kai has...
Bro, your cold coffee is coming to you.
While Kai has the marshmallows like roasting at the fire. I'm just kidding. It's not really. It's because the service is called Marshmallow. Anyways, we are in no way, shape, or form replacing any kind of like real therapy. So please seek professional help when possible. Everybody knows that like therapy is a luxury that few can afford, and the rest of us are like stuck with each other. So let's make the most of it and not the worst of it for everyone. Today we will be discussing overthinking and burnout, but we will start with burnout.
Overthinking?
Yes.
Overthinking.
Yeah, overthinking.
You said
That's my accent.
overthinking. No,
That's my accent.
stop lying.
Okay.
Don't lie.
I'm sorry,
You never
I'm sorry.
said the word overthinking before.
Today we will be discussing overthinking and burnout. But we will start with burnout. Okay, and we'll start with burnout because that's what the community wanted to talk about, and I don't think it makes sense to wait until the second half of the podcast to speak on this. In the interim, or the space in between topics, we will discuss any Marshmallow comments as well as any comments that like happened during the live, because it is still a live stream, obviously, and while we are doing a podcast, it doesn't mean you can't interact whenever we say anything that like piques your interest. So yeah, Kai, if you have anything else to add, feel free. Let me drink some cold coffee and get some more energy, get my brain cell firing.
Oh. Honestly, we selected the topic overthinking with burnout is because Zero and I, well, specifically more on Zero, we felt that it's very intertwined with one another, since overthinking does lead to burnout and burnout does stick to overthinking. So thus, instead of making it into two separate topics, we're making it into one stream, since they're related and they're bound to be talked about whenever you're talking about both. Also, please do let me know about the audio check if Zero is too soft or too loud. What I'm hearing might be different from what you might be hearing, so it might differ. And hopefully he's not peeking, because he's changed his microphone position. Look at that boy with his toy.
I was uncrossing my legs because I was already dying. I had no blood in my feet.
So
okay. Okie doke.
Also, we should welcome whoever is here first too, right? Kev and Joanna. Kev and Joanna, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you both had a lovely day. Have a lovely day of you. And it's Friday, so it's a good time to, be happy.
Ohio! Ohio!
Let me turn that off. On my end, it actually, our first snow just came, so I'm gonna put snow effects in the background.
Yokoso.
Oh! Zero's thought. By the way, while we were like preparing for this stream to start, Zero was like constantly trying, do you want me to say it in a saucy way or do you want me to say it in a normal way? And then he was like, I'm cringing. And he was just practicing JP the entire time, which was like, Minasan yokoso. LAMBENT yokoso. That's what he kept practicing and he was like, is it like yokoso like a bad term? And I was like, no, are you saying like kozo? And then he was like, yeah, that. I was like, that means like brat. And it's like, are we calling everyone a brat? I was like, no, if you put yokoso, it's welcome, it's not brat.
Exactly why I was confused, honestly.
JP problem.
Welcome. Yes, welcome.
JP problem.
Kev, Joanna, and Citrus. Oh, Citrus Acid. Yo.
Hello,
No.
Citrus Acid.
There is sorry, the chemistry has clicked. No, never mind. That's a chemistry joke.
The chemist. The chemist sire is coming out.
Yeah. So let's start with burnout, right? That's what we said. Yes? Question mark. Not me checking my notes. Not me checking my notes because I forgot what I said because I have too much energy right now.
You drank coffee. You
the
took
only
a
thing.
45-minute nap. So obviously.
So I did a little bit of research on burnout, and it turns out that's not actually like a currently defined psychological term, unlike like most of the other things that are. The closest thing that exists right now is something called rumination, but rumination usually like refers to like the past. You know what I mean? It's like when people can't stop thinking about the past or things that they could have done, like regret essentially type choices, and like or resentments. So that's what rumination means. It's a type of overthinking, but you're overthinking in the past, and that's like the only thing I can find that's actually like a coined term in psychology world. It's like 1991 or something like that. But
1991. That's
so it's pretty recent, relatively speaking. But
kinda.
So obviously we're in 2023, so we have a more modern view of overthinking because we have overthinking in the past being rumination, but there's people who overthink the present, and there's people who overthink the future, which I think is the most common, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Unless you have some type of OCD, then overthinking the past will probably be the most common.
Well, it depends on what kind of OCD you have too, because I myself do have OCD. I
know someone who had OCD as well, right? So, but they had more of they couldn't stop thinking about the past, if that makes sense. That's what affected them the most.
Yeah,
you might have a different kind.
I think like mine's just not one. It's in general, it's all three. It's like the past, present, and future. But I dwell more between the future and the past than the present, which is kind of funny. Stop blinking your eye. I know what you're doing, Mai. I can see you. Eugene, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you have a lovely giraffe. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
Yes, it's TGIF, everybody.
So
wait,
yes,
the YouTube link is not working?
I don't know. I haven't done anything to it.
Okay. Continuing.
So yes, so I think we should start talking about overthinking in the future. No. Wait, no. What the hell am I saying? Wait. Why did I just start talking about overthinking when we're literally talking
I
about
don't know. We're supposed to talk
Big
about
brain.
burnout.
I have no brain cells left. Well, I guess it's a cool little preview, I guess. Burnout. Scuff.
Yo, mate. You.
This is what happens when you have too much
mate?
energy in the wrong places, guys.
So true. Zero's channel link is available now on the description. Yes.
Yeah, I have nothing up there except like
One
funny
clip.
squid
One
squilk.
short.
I have squilk. I have squilk.
No!
Kai's favorite drink.
Hami and Julia, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you both have a lovely day. Have a lovely day.
Welcome.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome. TGIF, everybody. It's Friday for you, right?
For me, yes. I know how I got here, Kai. I just sorry. I was remembering how I got here. How I started talking about overthinking. It's because they're both. You said they're both related, and my brain just made the link. It's like, oh yeah.
Yo, okay, we gotta
like,
start out the definition of burnout because there's a lot of different definition.
Yeah, so burnout is once again, if I can find this from the NCBI, which is like the journal essentially, like actual literature, I will try to find it there first. Otherwise, like the little overthinking preview, we're gonna have to go with, if it's a more modern concept to the world, we have to kind of give you know, what we think. But if there is a definition in the literature somewhere, we can tell you what, you know, this is what people are saying, like people with more brain cells than me are saying that it is. So I'll just read it. Hopefully it doesn't sound too monotone, but yeah. Are you British? That's Kai. He's the British one.
What?
Right. What? Yes, the best reply to that, the best counter to that is what?
Shut up, mate. Don't make me conscious.
Conscious? Yo!
What?
How to disprove this? This is Kai. Kai, I'm not British. Don't make me conscious.
Hello?
Do you want me to send you a picture of my bottle of water?
It's kind of funny because I do have like a bottle of water right next to me.
Is the stream lagging for you guys? Or is it just my screen?
It's probably you.
Pain.
There's no frame drops, mate.
It's just my YouTube then. Oh, that's my YouTube doing some cool memory thing maybe then?
Memory catch thing?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Okay, back to the topic.
Definition of burnout. Definition of burnout. Yes.
Burnout. Okay, so it's both the definition and development of this construct. This information's from, like I said, NCBI. The journal is INT International, INT J Environ Res Public Health, just for source purposes. So. Overall, burnout syndrome is an individual response to chronic work stress that develops progressively and can eventually become chronic, causing health alterations. From a psychological point of view, this syndrome causes damage at a cognitive, emotional, and attitudinal level, which basically means it F's you up, which translates into negative behavior towards work, peers, users, and the professional role itself. The only thing I would add to that is that if you don't channel that negative behavior towards other people, it's towards yourself, honestly. It leads into self deprecation essentially and depression. However, in my opinion, it's not a personal problem, but a consequence of certain characteristics of the work activity. I'm gonna call cap on that, but anyways, historically, this is where we disagree with the literature, but that's okay. We have to have our opinion, right? Historically, Graham Greene was the first author to use the term burnout in his novel A Burnt Out Case, when describing the story of an architect who found neither meaning in his profession nor pleasure in life. Later, the term was picked up and introduced in the psychological sphere by Freudenberger? I don't know. Sorry. German people, my bad. Where he described burnout as a state of exhaustion, fatigue, and frustration due to a professional activity that fails to produce the expected expectations. Wow, that is these guys are really good at saying a lot of nothing. Initially, this author delimited it as something exclusively related to volunteer workers in a care center where all kinds of people with mental disorders and social problems attended because of their occupation. These workers experienced in crescendo a loss of energy to the point of exhaustion and demotivation, as well as aggressiveness towards the service users. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of these terms are not. We have a different view of them. Let's just say that.
Very, very different.
Very. So that's good though. It's good to have differing opinions. But this is it. This is the literature. Okay. Let me finish the last little paragraph. Shortly thereafter, we're talking about the Graham Greene case. But shortly thereafter, somebody called Maslach introduced burnout into the scientific literature, and then defined it as a gradual process of fatigue, cynicism, and reduced commitment among social care professionals. You see where the problem is? We're not social care professionals. Years later, and after several empirical studies, Maslach and Jackson reformulated the concept and elaborated a more rigorous and operational definition of burnout as a psychological syndrome. So now it's called burnout syndrome, characterized by emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and a reduced sense of professional efficacy that can appear in caregivers. The turning point between the two definitions is the consideration of the burnout as a syndrome, with a syndrome being understood as a picture or a set of symptoms and signs that exist at the same time and clinically define a particular state distinct from others. In English, that means that at some point they decided to give it they decided to give burnout the syndrome tag, which helps bring awareness to it. So it's not all bad, but it still has a long way to go, like a very long way to go. So yeah, we'll let the man with the burnout himself speak on this.
Oh.
Yes.
Why are you pushing it to me?
Because it's more, if you have this, it's a little bit better to get it from you hands-on. I've experienced burnout myself. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done it. This is something I've actually experienced myself. So
then you should be talking about it first.
I just talked for a long time. It's your turn, Kai. Passes the
Okay.
mic. Do you want me to
passes the
do you want
mic.
support? Do you want support? Do you want support? I'll help you. Just...
Oh god, I got it, bro.
There. Now I'm a support character.
Oh wow. So burnout. It's kind of funny in a way if you're asking for my opinion, because like, okay, everyone has a different views about burnout. Like I don't entirely like agree with the literature, by the way. Like, I kid you not. Cause like the literature just sounds like, it sounds more of like, basically, long story short, what they're trying to say is like burnout is a syndrome, but it's also not, and it's only for those who are professional, who have like a profession in something, like especially in regards to like stressful jobs, and that's it. But that's not really true though, cause from the people around me, and at least for myself, I get burnout not from my professional work, but more on what I'm doing. So, okay, if we're talking like content creating is like us being a profession, it's still not a full-time job, but it still does, I do get some money out of it. So, like, if we're talking about VTubing, okay, yes, it's very common for content creators to feel burnout, because no matter how much you enjoy something, it's natural that one day you're gonna hit a wall, like a stop and stuff. And when you felt like you're very stagnant or you're not doing well, that's when you start to feel like it actually goes with imposter syndrome too. It like the previous topic. You feel like you're not good enough, and then you start getting burnt out, and then slowly you lose motivation to do any of the contents you want to do, despite the fact you have a lot that you want to do. You just feel like it's not good enough, and you don't think it's good, and then you try to redo whatever thing that you're doing. For example, it could be a song cover or like a video ad that you're doing, and then you're redoing to it, to the point that you felt like none of it is good, and then it's just an entire cycle on its own. And what's worse, if you have a very bad burnout, you'll end up losing entire interest in something, and end up not quitting everything as a whole. Like for me, it was art, like drawing in general. Like I used to study art in high school, like long time ago. I used to study like art. Like I did sketch art, shading art, painting on canvas, and but my art are usually monochromatic, and it's more of like scenic. So it's like I used to do that, but after like I was like, it's good to get criticism. It is good, but when it gets to the point where it's unhealthy, you just end up not, feeling good enough. And then like in my high school, my teachers, especially my art teacher, was like literally very negative towards like giving critics. So how it works is like they'll force you to draw things that you don't want to draw, and then they will say it's for your sake to like enhance your feel and widen your skill set in art. But you end up, whenever you draw something that you think it turns out well, they're gonna tell you it's not good enough, and then you ask you redo from scratch, and then you keep redoing the same set to the point where you just I don't want to do it anymore.
It loses the
point,
personality to it.
Yeah, it's not your art anymore. Yeah,
it doesn't.
Like same.
Exactly. It loses the spirit. Okay. Well, Burnout is a car.
I mean,
well, actually, let's take your example here. The car burnout. The reason it's called a burnout is because you want to go a little bit literal on it. Then let's do that. So if imagine you're a tire. Imagine you're a tire, and the road that you're getting burnt out on, or the stress of the is just anything that's stressing you out that you're doing repeatedly. In the case of a tire, you're repeatedly going against the surface of the concrete or the pavement, and you're going at such a high speed constantly that it creates friction. Hence, you do a burnout, and you end up wasting your wheels away. Right? That's literally what a burnout is. Some people that like may see it from a masochist point of view might just be like, well, burnouts are fun. I like pain.
Whoa,
but I think burnout is a lot when referring to obviously the burnout syndrome. I think it's something that can be that can happen. Yeah. So we'll continue Kai's content creator point of view. It can happen to you, especially if you have a lot of it can happen to you if you have a lot of, it's really weird. It can happen to you if you have a lot of varied content, and if you have a lot of like specific content. And
like
it does, so it's not
ML.
Yeah, so it's not selective. Like even if you have one specific thing you do, like if let's say you are a V singer or a V artist, all you do on your channel is stuff related to either V singing, so covers, or singing practice, or vocal stuff, or reviewing songs. It's all related to singing or music. If you're a V artist, then it's the drawing spectrum of that. So you can vary your content within your own spectrum, but it's still all about the same thing, right? And if you're a varied streamer where you have like games one day, you have a podcast the other day, you have something like Kai over here who varies his streams, it can also lead to burnout because you unintentionally have more content to do, and then so you get burnout on pushing out tons of varied content, and you're like, oh, I haven't done this type of content in a while, I need to do that. I haven't done this type of content in a while, I need to do that. And so that's how you get burnt out, because you're trying to push out and keep your big theme of varied content out. And if you're locked in within a theme, you get burnt out because it's all the same thing. So it's always going to be a thing. The key to not getting burnt out is to always do something you're gonna have fun with, at least a little bit. And yeah, you can stress out about the scuff and other things, but if you don't have the motivation to do something and you're doing it, it just makes you get burnt out a lot faster. So don't do that. From the content creation point of view. From a normal person point of view, people get burnt out from either probably overstudying, something just doesn't fit into your brain as a student, and you spent hours and hours studying and it still doesn't work. And so your logical, what people tell you is, well, as long as you study more, it'll help you out. No, there is a point where you study so much that it burns you out, and then no information actually sticks in your brain as well. So you can have that type of burnout. You can also have the type of burnout where you're working too much, exhaustion. And this is what more of like in line with the professional one, where it's like, oh, if you're a professional and you're spending hours and hours and hours working, you will get burnt out because you're not having enough rest in between things. But if you want to boil it down and simplify burnout, it's basically doing something so much, even though it seems different, you're spending so much time, so much effort doing something that you forget to leave time to decompress and chill and take care of yourself. And if you don't do that, regardless of what you're doing, if you don't give yourself some time and space for yourself, for your own mental health, you're gonna get burnt out, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of your profession, regardless of your place in life. It's just, I think burnout has been with humans forever. Like, because even people that, if you only want to use your brain, people who do a lot of like weightlifting and stuff, people who do a lot of physical exercise, they need rest days too, because otherwise their muscles get burnt out and they actually get worse results. Their muscles literally start deteriorating. So if your body physically can't handle repetitive stuff all the time, what makes you think your brain can, or your psychological self can? We're not built for that. That's why we experience burnout.
I think it's
Kinda
like
tired. Yes.
every single, I think like, as long as you have intelligence, everyone's gonna have a burnout.
Yeah.
It's just something that, like, it's only like recently, because like according to an article, it's like back in 1991 that they decide to like, to make it actually a thing that it actually exists. But I reckon like way back to like the more developed human civilization is, the more we're gonna face more burnouts, the higher the chances, honestly. And with yeah,
if you think about how humanity has like evolved, like from the past, yes, you get up when the sun rises or whatever, you get to do work and get some food for your family, and yes, so you could then, maybe where you would get burnt out maybe back then is if there was like food was scarce or it was really hard to provide for your family, you would experience burnout there, just trying to make ends meet. But if you think about it, I think modern society is worse for like the mental burnout, because we have been conditioned to be like, every minute you spend not doing something productive is time wasted. And that's a very negative societal, I think that's like across the world. Like, it's just like the wrong way. Everybody's like, oh, you're turning 18 this year and you don't have 4 degrees and 10 years of experience. What are you doing with your life? So there's a lot of pressure from society, and all it does is make people experience more burnout, in my opinion. And it's the same thing. We just have unrealistic expectations that we try to like fulfill. And yes, it ties back down to imposter syndrome. Why am I not as good as everybody my age? Why am I not as good as everybody else my age? When you start comparing people, and you start overthinking, which then gets you burnt out, right? So overthinking will lead you to burnout as well. So there's many things that will lead you to burnout. So if you think about like burnout with like this little bubble, it has like 500 different paths to get there. So that's why it's such a common, everybody can probably relate to burnout at one point or another.
It's like, I feel like when people say like, oh, I've never experienced burnout in my whole life, I'm like, you gotta be lying, mate. There's no way you don't. It's whether or not you're aware of it. If you're self-aware of it, it actually makes it kind of good, but it doesn't make it worse. It's like the moment you're very, like, you are conscious that you're facing a burnout, you will know when to stop. That's a good thing,
It's
which
like-
is it will stop you from making it worse, right? But the moment when you're not aware, sorry, the moment when you're also aware, you push yourself in more to like, oh, I haven't reached to that point yet, so I can still go.
Yeah.
But it
So, like,
makes it less
exhaustion.
motivating anymore. Yeah. It just
Yeah, so
deprives
exhaustion. You'll be exhausted. Like your brain, your body's like, hey, sir, I'm exhausted, or ma'am, I'm exhausted. And then you're like, it's okay, I can do a little bit more. Then your brain then your brain is going to be like, hey, we are burnt out. Hello, there is no juice left in here. You need to chill. And then you're like, then if you start to do like, well, other people only sleep for 3 hours and they're fine. Well, what makes you think I can do it? So
like
when you start
squeeze
ignoring
it to a limit.
once you start ignoring what your body is telling you, you have a problem, right? And so the whole question is like, now that we've talked about different forms of burnout or different ways to get to burnout, how the hell do people deal with it? You know, like realistically, like what do people do to deal with burnout? I know what I do because I don't burn out as much anymore.
Wait till you come back and see content create.
I don't think I'll be burnt out because
Like,
I'll have
I
an
don't
extra...
think it'll be. Yeah, I don't think it'll be as bad as back when you were doing ML, because, like you said earlier,
Yeah.
like in terms of content creation, you've been doing the same thing over and over again, and it felt like you did talk to me about it. I don't know if I could talk to someone's room, but you did talk to
You're
me
good.
about like you are facing a burnout because it feels like
I just felt limited.
yeah, like your creativity was so limited. You want to do something else than just ML, but you don't want to like integrate into ML because your audience just goes to you for ML at that point in time, because it's like you've been doing ML for so many years. You still love the game, you still play the game. It's just that it's not.
I just got Wenwen's new skin. Yeah.
But it's not like in the content creating point anymore. You don't find the joy in doing it as a content creating anymore, because it's just so tiring for you, like mentally and physically.
So I can only tell you what I personally recommend doing to not get burnt out in general. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. Find out what you like to do. Stuff that, like a hobby, or stuff that does not burn you out, or stuff that helps you relax. And give yourself at least 30 minutes a day where you can be yourself. You can be like, if you're too tired from everything, you can either like sleep those 30 minutes, listen to music, watch VTubers talking about social issues. Find whatever brings you peace for like 30 minutes a day at least, and you'll have a lot less burnout. And if you if you don't have the luxury of having time to relax, then what you have to do is find different ways to reorganize your day. You know, it's like, okay, from this time to this time I'm doing this, from this time to this time I'm doing this. Then figure out how you can reorganize it every day so you're not always doing the same thing, because repetition, even though they say consistency is key, at the end of the day, as long as you did everything that you had set out to do, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But you can vary it a little bit so you don't get burnt out. Like if you know that 2 tasks back to back burn you out really fast, separate them a little bit, and that way you get less burnt out when you get to them, and you'll feel like you'll feel more productive. You actually will be more productive, and you'll feel a lot less stressed out, a lot less burnt out from everything. That's what I do, at least, and what I would recommend doing. That's what's worked for me for like 3 years now. So
3 years already?
Yeah, I've been doing that for like 3 years, and I've been in a way better place. So yeah,
time really passed by so fast. Wait, that means I've known you for over a year, almost 2 now.
2, yes.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really answer the question of how I target burnout because I still am. I'm actually still in
he's
that
struggling
phase.
with it. He's struggling with it. It's a work in process.
Yeah, at least it's a work in process. It's not like back then it was so bad. At least right now I'm taking work in progress. Like I'm moving step by step to recovery. But what I've been doing
if you look recently at Kai's stuff, he's actually been taking breaks properly.
Yeah.
It's like because he realizes like it's like, yes, I can do the stream that I had set for, but I'm gonna be so dead during the stream. I don't want to do that to y'all. So it's like you guys are kind of guilt tripping him to doing the right thing. So, but it's working. Keep doing that.
Oh, you're not
guilt
wrong.
trip.
Not wrong. Not wrong. But it's also like recently I did seek for, well, not really seek for professional help, but it's just like I did seek for help. Like I did talk to Zero time to time, talk to some people, but like my problems. Like just recently I was talking to my parents also. My dad, actually I can quote this from my dad because my dad sent it to me. So my dad sent me an entire essay, but I'm not gonna read the whole essay, of course. But this is what my dad said. Like, in a way, it also goes hand in hand with imposter syndrome and time management stuff. So this is what my dad said. Work is work. When you go to work, then only think about work. Always remember you had done your best for that day, and tomorrow work is for tomorrow. It has not yet come. After work, you are free from work. And then studying is to gain knowledge to next level. A pass is good enough. Like, think only about it when you're after graduation. For those who are studying, by the way, because my dad is like a professor, so he talk about it. And then it's like, you have to keep yourself motivated and praise yourself what you had done of the day. Keep in positive thinking and write down what you have done good of the day. Do not write down or think whatever negative or bad had happened. When you feel better, you should read it or write about it. Like reread what you have already written or back in the past and like recap all the positive things in life, including things that you felt like you did not do well enough that caused you to have a burnout. And then he's like saying things like, you're still young, so keep a happy mind, and that is very, very important in the current society. That's what my dad said. And it's very rare for my dad to send like an essay. He's like very, very rare, so I was surprised. Like, you know, typical dads.
Do we have any ladies watching right now? Just
Why?
asking.
Why?
Because I want to make a comment about your dad's motivational essay he sent you.
Okay, what?
But I need to know if there's ladies watching. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Okay, what? Just say it.
Alright, so if you're in my experience, okay, obviously I'm a guy, so take it with a grain of salt. This is coming from a guy. So just take it with a very heavy grain of salt. But if you're a lady and you just heard Kai's dad's advice, you just know that he just asked you for something that's impossible to do. You cannot do that. You literally can't do that. And it's not exclusive to ladies. It's not. I'm not trying to like single out the ladies here. I'm just saying that more often than not, what your dad said to do cannot be done by people, particularly ladies, or my case. So I cannot do that. I can't not think about the next day, or I can't not do that, because
I mean, what he
it's
meant
it's
is
just
more
the way
of, like,
my brain is wired.
Yeah, what he meant, it's more of like he phrased it in a very weird way, but what he meant is more of like limiting what you're thinking about the next
What
day.
you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
I'm just saying I can't do that.
Like everyone's different, but that was like a mechanism that my brother, my older brother, has been using. So it's helping him out mentally, because he have mental difficulties as well. So it's like, you know, I feel like it's a copy paste.
You know, don't get me wrong. It's really good. It's really good advice. Don't get me wrong. That's actually really good advice.
It is. Just it might not work for some people.
Definitely. Yeah, so definitely if you can do it, do it. But that's just like any advice from anybody. Like if you can't, that's why we're here. So if something doesn't work, something else might work, you know. But yeah, for those of you that can't do that, you know, tough luck. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, there are like other ways. Like for Zero, it's to find things that you enjoy. For me personally, it's more of like I'm very overwhelmed with stuff recently, to the point that is causing my health to deteriorate a lot. And my doctor was like saying, if you keep this up, you're gonna die early. Because my health was like deteriorating. Like he was like, it's not gonna gradually deteriorate. It's gonna be steeply deteriorate. It's like, you know, the graph like phew, like just drops. That's what it said. Decay. Yeah, so that's what it said. So it's like you gotta start to, you know, care for yourself. Like he said, like he's aware that it's hard in this society because like a lot of things comes to like finance, expectations and stuff like that. And me being a workaholic, I feel very like anxious when I'm not working at all. But one of the coping mechanisms that the doctor have taught me is, if you're really busy, like you don't have time to do hobbies, like for a Zero side, like 30 minutes, even if you don't have time, in between, do deep breathing exercise, like 10 reps of it. So it's like, yeah, like do that for 10 times and do it like at least like not that bad, but like
breathe a little deep.
Like relax and do deep breaths, like 10 times of 3 sets. So it's like 10 times of 3 sets, like at least once a day. And it doesn't take that long. It takes like a minute to like 5, depending on how long and how deep kind of breath you want to take. And that has actually helped me out. Like, it also helps to counteract when you're very stressed out. It also helps with coping that. It kind of makes you... Because when you do that, your brain naturally kind of goes into, like, white space. Because you're focused on breathing. It's like meditation. So it's, like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's definitely good. So it's, like, when you're burnt out, you felt like, I don't want to see this work anymore. You can work on something else, or you could take a break and then do a deep breath and refresh on yourself and see it. Like, you could do it the next day, or you could like just refresh, close it for a bit, and then reopen it. You might see it in a different light from what you did before. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, if you can't, if you can't not think about things, right? If you have to be thinking about something, you can always be thinking about tomorrow's problems, but think about tomorrow's good stuff, like the good things you're gonna be, like the fun stuff for tomorrow, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing this. So it's always like, it'll keep you more on like a positive tone, and you're not gonna stress yourself out because you're looking forward to the next day, or maybe even later in the day, like, oh yeah, I gotta, you know, I'm gonna be doing this or that. So it kind of helps you redirect that energy towards something positive. If you're always gonna, if it's like a given, you're always gonna be thinking about something, at least try to not think about the, you know, the stuff. Like if I spent every day of my life during the work week thinking about the next day of work, I'd be like depressed. so instead I just spend my time thinking about things that like are fun, you know, or things that at least are make me interested. But yeah,
like you don't have to be thinking about like, you don't have to think about big things, small things that you look forward to. Like, what are you gonna have for the next meal? Like for dinner, well, oh, I kind of want to make something good for dinner, or order something, or eat something good. Like that's fine too. Like just think of something that you look forward to. You should live your life with. You should think of something and live your life in a way that you look forward to something as much as you can, but just don't put too high of expectation. Like, don't expect like when you're looking forward to a concert, you're gonna be able to like, oh, I will be able to meet my idol and handshake, like have got to the handshake event or something like a fan meeting. I don't think that's realistic. Just look forward to something realistic. It doesn't have to be a very, very big thing. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, it would be, like, something I've been looking forward to very recently is the release of our first batch of merchandise. not casually dropping some...
Not the plug.
Not casually plugging. But, yeah, that's something I've been really looking forward to, because I've worked over almost, like, I think over a year and months talking with the company to release our first merchandise, and it's coming out. So it's like, it's something that I'm really looking forward to. That's what is technically pushing me through for now. Because I work very hard for it. Bro.
Yes.
It's like, I'm not gonna lie. I did face a few burnout when I was like doing the voice pack for the merchandise. I'm not lying, because you know, script writing. When you're not commissioning someone, you're very meticulous with things to do. I'm reading too much into my scripts, and it just went to the point where I'm like, I'm not having fun. And then I stopped working on it for like a month. Yeah, I stopped working on it for a month. And I went back at it, and I felt like it felt so much different. It felt very different from the very first script I've ever made. So it's like, that's why like when the merch release, and if like you'll enjoys it, when you'll enjoy the actual merch, it feels like there's gonna be a form of satisfaction, because I know that I've done the best I can at that point in time. Of course, I'm still gonna cringe about it though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So do you think we should do the marshmallow stuff right now? I think that's what I said we would do, like in the middle.
We have, I'm not gonna lie, we do have some that we've already answered.
It's fine. So we just skip those. Or don't skip them, but we'll acknowledge them and
like we'll acknowledge them. Yes. Oh, I must change your dinosaur. Not gonna say hi to your dinosaur today?
No.
Why? You ask for it. So for those who want to...
I'm too tired for this.
No! You said you were full with energy.
I know, I am. I was just making a pun, bro.
So if you would like to ask questions or like, you know, talk about stuff, feel free to. But if you want to keep your anonymity. If you want to, anonymity. Oh my god, I swear, my accent's making it hard for me. You know, like you know, like when you have an accent so hard to read it.
I've got you. Guys.
Thank you.
To maintain your anonymity, please press escape.
No, feel free to drop them in the marshmallow, or otherwise, if you're okay with it, you can feel free to drop it in our chat. So, anyway, since we're gonna split into two, since we're gonna put like overthinking and burnout differently. I have a lot. Okay, so the first one is, why is the first one already about overthinking? Wait. Okay. So this is the burnout question. By the way, also for those who just came in, hello. I'm sorry for the late welcome. I believe it was Ellie, Haruto, and
Ellie left already.
Oh, but even so, I want to acknowledge. But hello, everybody! Yes. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you have a lovely day. Have a lovely day of you. Welcome to our podcast, Lemon.
Hey yo, have a. Make sure you guys have a.
4X. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you have a lovely day. Have a lovely day of you. Welcome to the podcast, Lemon Lake.
Welcome, Lena.
That was so angelic. My.
Welcome, Lena. No. Yeah, welcome and enjoy your.
Bruh. Okay, so first question for burnout. Have you? Yeah, wait. Okay, reconnecting. Okay. Oh my goodness, my what the freak internet? Okay, we're back. It's a scuff. I swear, it's a scuff.
The power of my water bottle knocking out Kai's computer connection from millions of miles away.
Okay. Let's read the first marshmallow about burnout. Have you ever been in a situation where you're needed to do a lot of things and pretty motivated, then suddenly in the middle of it you feel like dropping everything at once? Many times. So many times. I can't count.
If it's a group project, yes. Because then I feel like yeah, if it's like something I'm doing by myself, I don't feel like dropping everything. I was like, that's too much effort I put in. Like, you know, I kind of like, you know, guilt trip myself into not dropping it all. But if it's a group project, I'm like, no, I've done too much. Y'all can do the rest.
I mean, that's not wrong. Senya, Atsuka-san, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you have a lovely giraffe, a lovely Zoe. Welcome to the stream. Also, bye, Kev. Thank you so much for coming. All the very, very best for school, and hope to see you on the next stream, in the future stream ahead. Oh my god, dude, in one breath.
Sayonara the right word?
Sorry?
Is sayonara the right word?
Yeah. Sayonara is goodbye.
Yeah.
But informal.
I was just making sure. Yes. I don't want to say like sayonara, and then it turns out to be like you banana slipping tortoise
what?
riding a motorbike. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, for me, I don't know. Like what Zero said, for group work, I normally would just stick to the very end, but I'm usually the one in the group that ends up doing everything because my other teammates don't do anything.
I feel like you get burnt out a lot faster if you're in that situation where you have to do a lot of stuff, but then you're doing like most of the work. You will get burnt out way faster.
Like you're overwhelmed.
Can't relate.
That's why.
Can't relate. 100%. And then it's like worth like 30 million% of your grade. It's like.
It's because you're overwhelmed. That's why.
PTSD.
Like, honestly, that's how I feel right now, honestly. Like, the feeling of dropping everything at once. Like, you know. Like, you know, I work, like, I have, like, 4 jobs in overall. Including VTubing. It's probably 4 jobs? Yeah, I think so. I think so, yeah. You see, I lost count how many jobs I have, but yeah. The chair must not be comfortable. Why? Why? Show up, sir. But like, I'm at the point where I felt like dropping, like stopping everything, like quitting, resigning all my jobs except for VTubing. But that's not realistic at all. Like, okay, I did talk about, like, I was like thinking of having a 1-day job and then have like VTubing as my other job. Because that's how normal people live their life when they're doing VTubing, you know?
Yep, that sounds pretty accurate. Yep.
But like, I'm doing 4. Hello.
but let's be real here. Do you not use most of that money to invest it into your own like VTubing? Like you work so much because you're reinvesting it into the VTubing. Am I wrong?
It goes both ways because it's for both medical and for VTubing.
Yeah. So like unpopular opinion here, but like don't spend so much more on VTubing stuff. Like, you know, tone it down a little bit, my guy, and that way you can have your medical stuff covered, you know, which will like keep you alive, you know.
I mean, yeah, but like I said, it's like my way of coping. I swear.
Yeah, Kai is like the type to be like a compulsive buyer, you know.
No.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He doesn't do it
Bruh.
with like things that are materialistic. He's more like stuff that are like for VTubing things. He'll whale. He's a real whale.
Well, it depends on the situation, okay? It depends.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
What
Anyways,
do you mean, no, it doesn't? It does, okay, mate. It does. I still pay for my bills. I still pay for my medical stuff. Just I just like, you know.
Right, but would you be a lot less stressed out if you saved a little money here and there?
It's not about that. It's more of like if I drop VTubing entirely.
No,
then
don't
I
drop
w-
VTubing. I'm
No,
saying drop
no.
your spending on it.
No. Listen. I it sounds like I'm spending a lot on VTubing, but I'm actually not, because most of
Okay,
them
because
are like
you made it sound like a lot. You made it sound like a lot. I was like, dang.
no, cause like the money that I earn out of all the jobs, it's like at least 80% goes to hospital bills.
Jeez.
Per month, by the way. So it's like I don't really have a lot of expenses for myself, but at least 80% goes to medical bills, and then like what, 15%, maybe 10 to 15% is like for expenses and stuff and bills, and then the remaining's for VTubing. So welcome to my
Ouch.
life. Yeah, welcome to my life.
Yeah. Yes, I am chibi. Very chibi. Sparkles. Where's the sparkles emoji when you need it? Yes, this is. Right, let me
You
go
don't
find
have.
it now.
You have to find it. Where's the
I have.
sparkle?
I'll just go on my phone. What do you mean I have to find it? Sparkle.
You're like closing your eyes, like I need to meditate to find. I need to build
There
up
it is.
that power for sparkle.
It's perfect. Perfect. Not sponsored by shampoo brands. All right, let's go. Let's go for the next question. Hold up.
I
need to
mean,
put
the
other
only
one up.
reason the chair fits Zero perfectly because he's a chibi, and originally our chairs are supposed to be bigger, but because he's a chibi, I made it to like the same size.
You just make yourself bigger. Alright,
No, because it'll be imbalanced, mate.
Where is it? Where is that? It fits perfectly.
What's with the half lip,
On
mate?
period.
Okay, so we've technically answered that question, right?
Yes, we have.
Okay. The next one's actually something that we've already answered. Already?
No. Wait, no, get rid of the dino. No.
No.
You're so close to removing the dinosaur.
No.
Get it here.
I'm gonna rename this so I don't change it. Zero's Dino Plush.
No, why is it a permanent addition?
Yeah.
What is this? You better have a dinosaur skeleton on your side at some point.
No. I have the power.
I will have one for you whenever you hop on my side.
Oh. Mm. Have Zero have I can't read. Have
Completely ignores his
Kai's
name. It's not there. We'll talk about dyslexia next.
Have Kai and Zero experienced burnout, and how do you help yourself up? We've already answered this question technically, but in
Yes, we
summary, yes, we both have. We each have our different ways. For me, right now, it's doing deep breathing exercises and stop doing whatever that I'm doing, and then coming back to it at a little later.
I also have like a. Oh, yo! Wait. Wait, that's you, Kai. That's you, Kai. I was about to go. I was about to do the thing for you. I was like, hey, yo!
Thank you so much for being a Captain Spectre for 4 months, senor! Thank you. I hope you'll continue all the way to the very end. Anyway. And then for Zero,
I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought.
how did you help yourself summary?
Oh no. I was gonna say I have a very hard limit, by the way. Like it's just like an automatic safety net in my brain. Before I get to the point of overthinking, 99% of the time my brain's just like, all right, time to shut off. You know what? It's like it's not worth it. Just yep, nope. Just I quit. It's done. It's over.
So true.
It's just like a point of like I am so done, and it's like it kind of helps me not get burnt out. But yeah, to have that hardwired line, like for lack of a better term, line in the sand, it takes a lot of time for you to have that, to build that up, you know. So until you get there, figure a way to cope with it, like we said before. So, but yes, eventually you'll be blessed with the shut off valve in your brain.
Shut off valve.
Yes.
But yeah. So, okay, that's our next question. Which question are we at?
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round. And round.
You're fitting that chibi theme of yours, you know.
How?
The wheel by singing like the bus song.
Oh, cause it's a bruh. The spokes on thine cart spinneth multiple times.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, how do you prevent being burnt? We literally just answered that. But if you would like to know again, it is what? Okay, just find your own method. Everyone, what works? I lost my my train of thoughts too. What works for us might not work for you, so you might have to find your own method of how to prevent or refrain from being burnout. Like for us, it works. That's why we're doing it. But like for me, at some point, it's gonna stop working, and then I have to find a new method. So I'm actively always looking for a new method. But for now, I'm just sticking to one, or actually two.
As usual with any type of mental, I don't want to say disorder because it's not a disorder, any type of mental health problem in general, the baseline across the board will always be do some introspection, figure out what's causing you to feel a certain way. You have to really, at some point or another, you have to really sit down and like have a conversation with like yourself, like, yo, this is what's not working. This is how I'm gonna fix it, because nobody knows me better than myself. Like, so, you know, but if you refuse to have that conversation with yourself, I'm sorry to say you will never get improvement unless you go to like therapy, which they will tell you to do the exact same thing or force it. So that's the baseline. It's just like the big stepping stone of anything in general for mental health is to be able to identify your problems and sit down and like recognize that you have it, and then do different things until you figure out what works for you. And that's not burnout exclusive. That's anything, really. And some people have to take medication. It's not a bad thing. Don't feel ashamed for it. It's just, but if you have to take medication, make sure it's prescribed properly. You know, and you went through all the analysis and it's being, it's professionally prescribed. Don't self-medicate.
And don't overdose. Talking from experience, don't overdose. How can you organize your
Senya,
system?
you can ask here too, Senya.
Yeah, you can ask here too if you want.
If you just want to maintain your anonymity, you can ask on Marshmallow.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm lagging. Wait, why? Look at.
Gabriel asked a question in the chat, by the way.
Yeah. Wait. Let me.
What do you do? Are we doing this now?
No, we're lagging a little bit. Oh, okay, it's fine now. What the frick?
No, I told you this from the beginning of the stream. You thought I was crazy.
No. Anyway, how can you organize your system to either prevent or slow what? Oh, prevent or slow down burnout. Search, hello, welcome to the stream. Oh my god, is that the Search that I know?
Welcome.
Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to our podcast, Lambent Lake.
Can I answer Gabriel's question, because I have a really good method, because he said organized and yes.
Yeah, that's your
so
system.
There's a lot of that's my system. My system is organization, but I have chaotic organization, meaning like let me just explain it really simply. Okay, I'm gonna explain it really simply. Find an application that works multiple like platforms, like your phone, your computer, and any other like device that you use a lot. And make sure it's like it has like time slots where you can like put in the activities for the day that you do every day, and like plan out a week, and then figure out, then once you get everything like being, you know, all together. And by the way, welcome Surge. Didn't mean to just randomly cut off Kai there, but this is how to answer this before I have like I only have
your
enough brain
chaotic
cells
mentality's coming out.
I only have enough brain cells for this. But once you organize your calendar essentially, and you figured out like at the end of the day, all the days are basically the same. I have to do a certain amount of things. Then just shuffle things and separate things that burn you out more often. Don't put two very heavy tasks side by side. Separate them out a little bit. Put all your very difficult stuff separated by smaller stuff that you can do. So like, I wouldn't be doing, for example, if I want to do writing in the future, like writing a story, that's something that can get me burnt out really fast. So I'm going to put that in block A, and then maybe like 5 blocks down there, like maybe an hour and a half later, I'll come back to doing something else, like, I don't know, some other content creation thing, or something else that will burn me out really fast. So that uses my brain cells. So separate those big tasks, in my opinion, even though, and it doesn't have to always be separated by the same stuff. The stuff in between can change as long as you keep those big blocks relatively in the same spot. So like maybe, let's say you have 3 big things that you do every day. We'll call them A, B, and C. You can be like, day 1 is ABC, day 2 is CBA, etc., etc., etc. And then in between those days, the stuff that you do in between, you can also switch them around. So it's very chaotic, but it keeps things from getting to the point where it burns you out, you know, and ultimately you still do everything that you needed to do for that day. That's how I would prevent the slow, you know, buildup of burnout, because I don't like routine things, but I know that, you know, despite hating routine things need to get done every day anyways, you know. It is what it is.
I think rather than call it chaotic, I think it's more of like a flexible way of thinking. Because when you're flexible in sorting things out, like you're still gonna put it categorized between A, B, C category, like blocks, correct? It's still organized, but you're being flexible that you're able to switch things back and forth and here and there. So it's like, in a way, it could be considered as an organized mess, but it's more of like a being flexible in what you're doing. It's all about time management, organizing stuff, planning.
And the really good thing about it is once you do it for long enough that you figure out which variation, because there's going to be a lot of variations, right, depending on your life. Once you do it long enough, you figure out, you end up with like a couple of choices that you feel are better depending on how you're feeling. So like, if you don't feel too much motivated a certain day, you know that this particular orientation makes you feel a lot less stressed. But that takes a lot of time. Just letting you know, it takes a lot of time, but it's a good place to start.
I mean, you don't have to like put a law all at once. Like, just like if you're trying to start out this kind of method, try with small things first, because you want to test.
I'm giving you end game results.
yeah. You just like, you know, test things out first. If it works for you, then go ahead and use that method. Otherwise, you could just, you know, search for a different method. Because for me, I have done what Zero done. It used to work for me before my life was way more packed. No, before my life was less packed. Right now it's more packed.
Oh, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, what? It's like, like back then I had more time, so I was able to do what Zero had done. But now I don't, so I can't do those stuff. But I actually personally, if you have more time than I do, or in general, if you like to see things organized and see things being done, write off a list and then can check things off of that list, and it will actually makes you feel satisfied as well. It's like that's just a form of satisfaction when you see things being striked out. I can't speak English. What the frick?
Welcome to the.
But yeah, hopefully that answered your question. We can only ask questions. You can feel free to let us know comments as well. As long it's just that if you want to keep your anonymity. Oh, I thought for once
maybe maybe like when these questions are like how like for example how do you prevent being burnt out? You can put in your own like what you do. You know? So it's not just us. Like it's if you have your own advice, feel free to type it out. The only thing we're trying to prevent here is people being toxic. Really, that's it.
Yeah, we have more control here. Okay, next one. How long do you think burnout will last? I'm gonna be very, very honest. This is a question that I will answer because I have way more burnout than Zero does. I'm like at least that's what I think. I don't know. Zero, do you have way more? I think you have like a way to stop yourself. So I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I am better at dealing with burnout before I get to the point of being burnt out. I have multiple things in place that happen automatically, but it's not that I'm lucky that it happens automatically. I worked a lot to get to that point where I've basically made it like a reaction, a body reaction.
Like a
so for me, burnout.
instinct.
Yeah, so like if I reach the point of burnout, it will only last like an hour or two for me. And that like I said, that might actually be a flex because I know that's not a realistic thing for many people.
Yeah, it's not.
Because I've been there. You know, it's not like I wasn't there. You know, everybody starts from zero.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Hey, no, it came out random. I was like, wait, no, wait.
But I think one of the longest burnout for you was your ML channel, because you took a lot of consideration and time before you make the decision to step down.
You know what? I streamed for like 8 months straight, like a very consistent schedule. I wasn't burnt out even. I was just like, because I had like very good balance. I think what burnt me out the most was like trying to make videos, not streaming. Streaming was easier. Making videos was like the burnout part. I was like, ugh.
Because you have to like get
all the editing. Editing pains.
But for me, because like I'm very, very different from Zero, as you could tell.
The guy's burnout will last like days, bro.
Like I had burnout that lasts forever. Like the longest to date was like what? Probably.
Kai has like a 20% permanent burnout, always on.
That's true. That's true.
But that's understandable though. He has like 25 jobs and still does streaming. So it's only natural.
Like the longest burnout that I had recently, like if we're talking about this during my VTubing, I can't really say before VTubing because it's still there, but like during VTubing, the longest burnout I had was probably 6 months. 6 months, yes. The fact that I streamed for like over 1.5 years already, that's like 1/3 of my streaming career. Do you know what it was about? It was about it was about my original song cover. Sorry, my original song, yes. Yeah, that was the one that caused me to burn out the longest. From like delays to like
flashbacks.
Yeah, I'm having like PTSD, bro. Like from having delays from like the instrumental part, like the composition part, to like the lyrics part, and then the recording part, and then there's the art and the MV part. There are so much delays to the point where I'm so tired. And
Spain without the
yeah, and it's like like I was supposed to release it like this year and stuff, and it's just got to the point that it's never gonna happen. It's like, it's so tiring, and I was like, at one point I just felt like I was gonna give up on releasing that song cover, because sorry, not song cover, the original song, because I felt like it was not good enough. Because when I recorded the vocals for that song, it was so long ago, and I cringe every time listening again to like, because right now, because we're in the visual aspect, we're literally in the editing aspect. So it's like when I have to listen back to the song, because I need to refresh how I visualize the song MV to be, and look at a storyboard. Because mind you, I'm basically one-man show. Like, I literally did a lot of things that usually people have like a whole team to do, but I'm doing entire planning and everything myself. That includes like Manisan does not know a lot of things. So it's like I've had so many burns out in between of that entire planning. Like, I was about to give up, but I was like, it's not worth it. And I felt like, at this point, I just want to get it out, like, release it. That's what I want to do at this point, like, genuinely. But within this VTubing career, the longest is 6 months. The shortest for me was... I don't think I have any that lasted like minutes or hours. It's usually lasted days.
Yes, I agree. If you're just knowing, it's days.
Yeah, it's always days, cause I always overthink.
And then he doesn't
things,
sleep,
and then...
right? He always sleeps on his chair. It just contributes to the overall burnout.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact, I only slept,
and then he doesn't eat well.
I slept like 2 hours 30 minutes today, including the nap that I took before we called.
That is my... If I have one OP main character skill, guys, it's the fact that I can fall asleep in 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 15 minutes.
Fun fact,
no matter
he
what.
called me like at 7:30 plus, I can't remember exactly. 7:32-ish p.m. He asked me what time it was in GST. I was like, it's 7:32 a.m. Sorry, p.m. Oh my, bro. It's 7:32 p.m. And then like Zero was like, oh, I could have slept more, and it's like, okay, I'll go back to sleep. Then he went back to sleep in like what, in like less than 5 minutes and knocked out. And he woke up at like 8:45-ish. 8:44, because he called me at 8:44, and then I woke up, I was like, bro. And it sounds so angelic, like, bro, what the bruh. I wish I had your skill, bro.
That's what sleep is supposed to do, give you energy, right? I was like, yes.
I don't know, does it?
Goes for me.
But yeah, oh, YouTube, welcome to the stream. Welcome. I have a lovely day. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Welcome to the podcast, LAMBENT like too. So yeah,
Hello.
So yeah, burnout. It depends on the situation. Why are you doing it like that?
Yo, Kozo.
Shut up, mate. So like it depends on the situation, and it depends on how severe it is. If it's very, very severe, it could last even for years. I have a couple that last for years already, and I'm still not over it. So yeah. So like I said, it really do be depending on person to person and situation by situation, case by case. So there's no definite answer of how long do we think burnout will last.
Let me help you two out.
Bruh.
Yokozo.
That's not. Bro, why is snorting?
Yokozo. cringe. Okay, I'm
Proceeds to. Why are you hiding beneath me? Bruh. Bruh. Yes, a burnout. I could never imagine that. It's just like it's frustrating. It's very tiring. You don't have any determination to do anything at that point in time too. It's for cuteness and facts. No.
I'm embarrassed, bro. What do you mean?
I am missing child. Get your ass back up. You did it for you did it on your own accord, mate.
That is true. I must suffer the consequences of my.
You dig your own. You sick what
actions.
you rip what you sow. You sick what you sow. You rip what you sow.
Whoa there.
Whoa, you got big.
Big brain, big brain.
Do you? I thought you only had one brain cell.
But yeah, it doesn't mean it's not big brain. It's one brain cell.
One gigantic, humongous brain cell.
That sounds so wrong, bro.
Why?
It's like when you like split the cell up. It's like the mitochondria. It's like the size like of a grape. In your hand.
Oh, maybe it's way bigger.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Is there a great way to avoid getting burnt out? We've already talked about it earlier. If you would like to,
Yes, we gave very good suggestion. Question mark.
a couple too.
Wait, what's being clipped? Hello, don't clip randomly.
You doing the deep voice.
Oh, the Yokozo.
Cringe.
Yokozo.
Yeah, the cringe. The cringe moment.
I think
man.
no, I was okay with the deeper one. It's the lighter voice one that made me cringe.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Like the Shota voice.
What is that? Actually, don't
You
even
don't
tell me.
know?
I don't want to know. Don't. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Don't. Just
You don't
continue.
know Shota
No,
voice?
Hello, we have a question to answer, sir.
Not you trying to avoid the topic.
let's go back on topic now. Thank you.
Cancel 0? Yes, cancel 0.
Haven't even debuted yet. I'm already cancelled.
That's what happened to me, mate. That's what happened.
Add that to my legacy.
That was a BL term? No, it's not a BL term. It's not. It's an
What is
actual
BL?
word.
No, actually, don't tell me
It's-
that either. Don't even tell me. Never mind. I choose
It's
to
not.
remain
I
ignorant
guarantee you,
here.
it's not a BL term. It's not a BL term. No.
Bad lemon? Brain lag? I don't
Boys love yaoi.
know. Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
It's not. It's not. Shota. It's not. It does not mean that. It does not mean that. It's not. It's not.
How
I'm just telling you,
Louis
BL
against
is
the-
equivalent to boys love most of the time.
Okay. I get it. Okay.
Side eye, bombastic side eye. I can't do it. My model can't do it. I don't. Zero. Anyway, what will you do if you're feeling burnout? We've already answered as well. We tend to answer a lot of the questions that is kind of repetitive because they're just phrased differently. But we did answer it already.
Apply ice to burned area.
But what? What?
Don't worry about it.
What is the effect of burnout in your everyday life? Oh.
Don't have
Zero.
it.
What do you even have one?
No, I don't have it anymore. Like I said, I don't have burnout anymore. Like if I do, it's for like an hour or two. The effect of burnout in my everyday life is rare. How about that? It's when I do get it, obviously, like anybody else that experiences burnout, makes you feel like exhausted, tired. You just want to go to
Crap.
bed, not think about anything. what it doesn't do for me, but that's just my personality. It doesn't make me depressed or any other type of like negative emotion. And I know that it can do that to many people, but it doesn't to me. But that's just personally me. Burnout doesn't make me feel negative emotions. It's just how I've wired my personality, I guess. You know.
I
It's a
aspire to
very
be
privileged
zero
thing
one
to
day.
say, but I'm not flexing. I promise you.
You just say that I aspire to be zero one day, have enough sleep and no burnout this nowadays.
I had 4 hours of sleep, mind you. Wait, 4.75 because I got that extra 45 minutes.
Do you have to include the 7.7? That's still plenty. Well, in comparison, if don't compare with mine. Mine is not a good ratio to compare, but that's not enough. That's technically not enough for a person normally.
Trust.
It's supposed to be like 6 to 8 hours minimum sleep.
6 hours a
person.
night should be the bare minimum. I agree.
Yeah, yeah. You don't even sleep, Krabs. I did. I slept. Well, technically, it's more of like naps. I did take like naps, like
Kai
1
has
hour,
never
1
slept
hour
in his
and
life. He
six.
just passes out.
What?
Sleep is refreshing, my guy. You don't feel refreshed when you wake up. Therefore, you just pass out.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Very
Kai
rare
just
moments.
passes out.
Yeah, rare moments I will sleep. Rare moments. Like very rare. I
10
sleep
hours
maybe
is up
6
there.
hours a night. 10 hours? 10 hours might be a bit too extreme
That's like my
sometimes.
upper limit. I will do 10 hours like once a month.
No, that was once you slept like what, the entire day?
Yeah, I was so dead. It's cause like I got the Moderna COVID shot. And it knocked me out for like a whole day. I just slept 24
The
hours
cruise
straight.
virus. He disappeared for a whole day and we were like, yo, you alive,
I
mate?
was gone.
Then he replies like 2 days later, like, oh, I was dead from the cruise virus vaccine. Grabs takes his energy from the sun and don't even go out. Photosynthesis, but no sun. I take my energy from alone time, if that makes sense. Means when I'm not interacting with people. Like, I do have, like, stop winking, mate.
I'm scratching my eye. What do you mean?
Oh! It's like, because it looks like you're winking, mate.
I mean, I am. It's my finger is over my eye. Like I can cover my eye, you know, and nothing happens. But if I close my eye because like my finger's pressing on it, it's gonna do that.
The frick? I hope everyone can sleep that much. Like 10 hours? 6 hours is not enough. Makes me angry. I mean, like, for some people, 6 hours is definitely not enough. Some people really need, like, 8 to 10 hours of sleep. But, like, I
Thank
can't.
you, Senya.
I can't, like, I feel like the only time I could sleep, like, more than 4 hours is when I'm really sick or I'm really, really exhausted. Like, I don't sleep a lot.
Angie Senya. I can imagine. Easily. Okay, don't do Angie Senya.
Yeetable model. Yeah, please yeet 0.
Don't eat me. Watashi, watashi, is it no? If you want to say my heart, watashi no kokoro or watashi?
Watashi no
Which one is it?
kokoro.
Is it no? Yeah, okay, I had
Yeah.
the right one in. Watashi no kokoro will itai desu. What?
The way you're like, watashi no kokoro will itai desu.
Did I? Okay, never mind.
No, that out of nowhere, that English word, watashi no kokoro wa will itai desu. It's like I can't make up my mind if I want to speak in Japanese or in English.
Watashi no kokoro ageru. Oh, it's ageru. Wait, what? I never heard that word before.
No, that's like I will give you my heart.
Ow!
Asuka-san is Japanese and she's like, oh.
Wait, omedeto is not the right word either. That means something else.
Omedeto is like congratulations, mate.
Oh, yeah. Omedeto. Congratulations for giving me your heart. Achievement unlocked.
What, mate? Shadow, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Oh, you have a lovely day, have a lovely day of you. Welcome to our podcast, Lambent Lake. Welcome.
Kanpai.
Kanpai, it's like cheers. Usually it's like when you're going for drinks.
Oh, okay.
Kanpai. Yeah. It's like coffee. Is that your coffee?
Okay. No.
Mountain
How would you
Dew?
think that? No, it is my Coca-Cola, yes.
Freaking. Is this the second one?
Third?
Huh?
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, not.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What's the effect of like for mine? Because I do have burnout every single day. I think like the biggest effect for me would be I do feel negative most of the time. Like I don't feel motivated a lot of times. It's like you'll feel very dejected, unmotivated, upset, but you're not upset about towards other people. You're upset towards yourself. And then, of course, it might lead to depression and stuff. It's just like another thing that causes you to look back into like your health problems. It's your mental difficulties.
Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
It's the negative emotions attached to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It will infect
is
you.
a real
Impact you
effect.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
You'll feel suffocated sometimes. Yeah, definitely. Like, especially when you feel very overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie, like, a couple of days back, I was talking to, like, some people about it. I was like, I feel like I'm so overwhelmed that I feel so suffocated that I can't breathe whenever I'm doing, like, stuff. That's why I, like, took a break. Like, I stopped doing... Bless you!
Thank you.
I was like, I saw your model. Was like, I could see it.
It's like
It's like it's coming out, but it's not. And then you're like, oh, it's coming out.
caramel macchiato. Alright. Wait. So, sorry, I interrupted your thought. With the, thank you, everybody, with the sneeze.
Overwhelm
My
is
bad.
definitely one side of it. Pushes you away from everything. That is so true. That's so true. That's how I felt. And it actually affects not just on the thing that you're burnout on, but it affects on your everyday life. Like normally how depression would make you feel if you have a depression. It will basically just feel like you don't have energy for anything at all, like zero. No, not zero. I said like you like nada, like no, nothing, no. Not
like,
zero,
like
but like
the number is zero, but
the
not
number
me,
zero. Yes.
The quantity of zero.
The number, the digit, not the person. it almost isolates you from everything else in your life. You want to curl up and shut down. That's like more towards depression. Than
Yeah,
burnout.
that's exactly that. That's
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's the negative emotions tied that to burnout. There's multiple ways to get to a lot of negative things. It's not just one thing. That's why it's important to talk about all of them, because it's very complex to actually know, like, oh, it's like that's why this is gonna be such like a long podcast series, because at the end of it, everybody's gonna be like, huh. So basically, everything leads to negative emotions.
Yeah, and it's kind of
Being
funny
human.
'cause it's also kind of funny because I'm not gonna lie, when you have one like mental difficulty, like let's say burnout, okay, like when you are facing burnout, you have like burnout syndrome, okay, it will definitely lead to having anxiety, depression, imposter syndrome, overthinking, and then it cycles, and then it adds more to the list. It's gonna be like one stack to the other and other, which is also a reason why I feel like there's actually no cure when people say like, oh, you should visit a psychologist, a psychiatrist to
No,
cure your illness, but it's not an illness and it's not curable, honestly. It's more of like how we cope.
Yeah, well, there's what's it called? It has no cure, but there is treatment, I guess you could say. What is it? There's a term for that.
Coping.
No, there's a term for that. There's a term for that. It's like for chronic illnesses, they can only like you can't get rid of them, like arthritis, but you can like give people
It's like
medicine to deal with
ease
it.
it down a little bit.
Yeah. So like yeah, eventually, I mean, the only thing, the difference about like emotions and stuff is like it's really based on your character, and if you really work a lot on your character, that's probably the only cure, in my opinion. Like, you just have to have
Like,
the right conditions. Like, it's not just you as a person, but you also have to have like the right environment, or build your own environment that helps you get better. And then eventually you might get to like cure your things, but saying that is like a luxury. Not everybody can do that, like,
Yeah. But it's also like your whether or not you are willing to help yourself and do self-development.
Big step.
Because I was stuck in a place that I don't wanna. Zero has seen it firsthand. I was like, nah, it's gonna be the same old shit again, over and over again. But like honestly, I felt like doing like self-development, it has really helped a lot on its own. It's like if like to other people it might think it's like it's easy, you can just easily just whip out a self-development thing or something like that. It's not as easy as you think. It's not.
Your biggest enemy is yourself.
Yeah, it's like you have to fight yourself 24/7. But the fact that you start to accept your flaws and like accept things as what it is, but try to make changes to it, and then that's a very big step. To others, this might be a tiny step or it make no difference at all, but to you, as someone who's like struggling for like 24/7, it's a very, 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 very big step that you could ever take for yourself.
Yeah, if coffee shops if coffee shops help you relax, that's why people go to coffee shops to like read and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll probably be doing that myself
park.
when I am like stressed out. Like, then the new place I'm going to is like 20 minutes from like a big hiking trail. I'm just gonna like go and read. Like,
yeah, like go walk, take a walk, breathe in nature.
Yeah.
Some people is like traveling. They like to like at least travel like once or twice a year.
Travel is stressful for me. I don't know how people find comfort in it.
I mean, like it depends. It really depends. Like some people find it like a change of environment, like a temporal change. Thus, it might be helpful for them. Like for me, traveling it's pretty nice, but it's more of like.
Well,
again,
I guess
it depends on the situation.
Who you're traveling with. As well.
Yeah.
Some people can make it fun to travel. Some people can make it like absolute pain.
Oh, I PTSD. Okie dokie, Senya, enjoy your luck. Hope to see you later. Take your time.
I find traveling distracting. We have more questions, Kai?
Yeah, we
Guys,
actually have
done.
one comment, an anonymous
trust.
comment about a whole story about burnout plus
Hey, yo.
overthinking together.
Let me read it. 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 Let me
Okay.
read it. Let me read it. Let me read it. Let me read
Oh
it.
my god, it's so big. It's long. Wait,
That's
wait.
what. Never mind.
Okay, it might be small for some of y'all, but Zero will read it. Can you see it? Or do you want me to send it to you via Discord?
Send
Wait,
it
wait.
over your.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it. Send it. Send it. Ah, there we go. Okay, let me fix my chair.
You're gonna crisscross yourself again, nah.
No. All right. So, from Anonymous. I am not sure if I experienced burnout, but it did cause me to overthink and try doing something that would make some people sad. Someone very dear to me had passed away, so I had no one to confide on in my previous job. My higher up was someone who would just tell me I am stupid and make me feel like I am useless. I did seek therapy, but it didn't help. My parents did not really help and just told me to keep working there. It was on my 6th month working on that place that tried to do something sad. That night I had a dream. The person that was very dear to me appeared in my dream. He told me that everything would be okay, that everything would work out, and I woke up the next day feeling enlightened. I quit my job and moved to another country and started anew.
Why do you use that reading voice?
It's what I told you, bro. That's the empathy kicking in. It's like I can feel it. I'm sorry. Well, first of all, sorry for your loss. And therapy in times of loss is recommended, but like you said, it usually doesn't help because you have to come to terms with the fact that they're no longer on this planet, and your environment has a lot of impact on what you can and can't do. So that's why you can. I mean, I'm glad that you quit your job, right, and that you moved to another country and you started all over again. Sometimes that's all we need, the change of environment. And dreams are very special, you know, at least to me. My dreams are 99% of the time crazy stories that, you know, I wish I could just write down all the time. But sometimes they're very emotional too. But there's no reason to be in a place where people don't treat you like a person, no matter how much money they pay you. Like, at some point, you have to realize that your mental health, who you are, and everything about you is worth more than any lifestyle or monetary compensation you can get. So, you know, maybe it was your subconscious. You know, if you're not spiritual or anything, maybe it was just your subconscious that, you know, told you that everything will be okay and you need to get out of this area. And if you are spiritual, maybe it was, you know, that person in your dream. And it's like, it doesn't matter how you interpret it. The point is that you got out of that situation you were in that was making you worse. It's like a negative loop and you escaped it. And so I'm really happy for you that you're in a new place, in a new environment that you can grow in. The only thing that I would suggest for you is that in this new environment that you're in, be careful who you open up to, because the wound is still very, very fresh. So don't open up to this to just anybody, because it's a new environment. You don't know how people are, especially a different country, and you don't know how many people will use it against you. So just be careful and let things settle in until you can get until you build up your confidence and, you know, and settle into your new environment properly. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but I see a lot of hope for what's next for you, essentially. At least that's my view on it. And thank you for sharing.
Should I comment?
Obviously, yeah. If you want to drop comments, yes. I mean, if you, but if you don't feel like it, don't feel pressured to. It's just, you know how I am. It's like, I would just say
Empathy level.
when it's a comment like this, I'll just say what's on my heart, not on my brain. So.
You're just so sure. Basically, what Zero would want to say, what I can't, bro. See, this is what happened. What I Zero has said mainly what I've wanted to say, but again, sorry for your loss. I'm gonna share a little bit something. Some people might have already known because I actually stream about it, and I actually privated that stream about it. But earlier this year, I also have lost a very good friend of mine, someone that I held dear to, and I remember it very clearly. Like I was just crying, like freaking bawling out my eyes about it. But so it's in a way, I do understand to a certain degree. I do not understand the full extent of the pain that you might be going through, but still, losing someone dear, it is very, very painful. And like what Zero said, therapy might not, like a lot of people recommend like going for therapy, but for a lot of people, unfortunately, therapy does not work, especially when it comes to talking with professional. Sometimes just having a listening ear towards a very trustable friend or a loved one to actually, that you know, who is able to accept who you are and like listen to your story and not judge you for it, that is actually very, very important in helping you to like not just cope but to accept the situation of your loss. And
another way to put it, honestly, is when you lose somebody, like literally, the only people you can seek comfort in is people who lost that person along with you.
yeah.
And people who are able to empathize with you and give you support. Those are the only people that can get you out of that rut, honestly. And obviously a change of environment if they are contributing negatively to it.
It's usually like
So.
both sides putting band-aid on each other, you know, like it's the only way to like, it's like a human coping
Yeah, and like don't be afraid like to lose what you have. Like some people have lost their home, their jobs, their lifestyle, but at the end, you know, they're still alive and they're might not be in a better place like in life financially wise, but they're better, you know,
like
better off in
mentally
in the soul.
they're better. Yeah, it's like
So.
it's like you shouldn't be like you shouldn't be afraid to lose something for the greater good for yourself, at the very least for yourself. Like, you know that is destroying you from inside. On the outside, yes, physically you might have the finance, you might have been successful, but inside, you know you're struggling a lot, and you're going to the point where you're like, you don't look forward to the next day. You feel like you're ready to just end off yourself. Like trigger warning, obviously.
I'll give you two good thoughts to think about if you're in these situations. Here you go. There's two very good thoughts you can have in the brain always. Number one is what am I living my life for, you know? And number two is what I'm doing respecting, like, since I was like, for example, if it's somebody really close to you, is this what they would have wanted to see? Like, if they were still alive and they saw me doing this, would they be okay with that? The answer is most likely 99% of the time no.
Yeah.
So motivate yourself by living life, doing things that you deem worthy of living. And number two, keep in mind that that person's no longer here and you have to essentially carry on their memories and their legacy through you. Like, they'll have to live through you and how you remember them and how you talk to people about them. But if you're not around, and if you're not living your life in a way that the person you lost would be proud of you, what are you really doing, you know? So use those as motivation. Those are a couple of things that can help you break out of that mentality.
It's also like the person that you lose, like, yeah, they live through you. It's like if you're gone, no one is able to tell their tale. It's like as if they actually disappear from the face of Earth. Like, they don't exist anymore. That's how it feels like. So it's like you sticking through and telling the stories of like the person that you lost, it's like it's as if they're
People
still
die
there.
when they
like
are
they're
forgotten.
not. Yeah, basically that's it. Like they're not entirely forgotten. They existed. What they have done during their lifetime still remains. This kind of thing. Not a lot of people have like the chance. Like some people they don't have. They were forgotten until like many years later. They were rediscovered of their talents and stuff like that. So, not many people are lucky, like because they're really forgotten. But just know, like it is the first step of like acceptance and making changes in your life is definitely the first step of recovery. At least the road to recovery, you know. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. If you have stories and you want to keep like anonymity about it, feel free to share. We're definitely very open
Anonymity.
About it. Oh, for frick's sake.
I'm helping you out, no worries.
Yeah, but yeah, it is very. We are very like during our first podcast, we already made our disclaimer. We are able to relate to a certain degree to what your story might be, because we might have experienced it ourselves, or in Zero case you have high empathy level, so you could understand it into a certain extent.
I've experienced this particular losing a loved one.
I think most of us have. But like it's crazy because like it's just crazy. Like we're fine with
my Discord reconnected. I don't know if it came out, but yeah, like 11 times. So yeah.
So it's like
the hardest,
if
I'll give you guys a really sad moment. The hardest people to lose are the people who go go of their own choice. Those are the hardest people to lose.
Yeah. Just had that not long ago, everybody.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sad because
it is sad. It's a heavy topic, but it's okay to get it out, you know.
Yeah, because I've been in that spot. I've been both sides spot. The one that wanted to do it and the one that experienced it, both. So it is
do we
sad.
have more questions?
But yeah, we do. But it's about overthinking.
Okay.
It's not burnout. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's like when honestly, as in my perspective, because I've been in both sides. This is my personal opinion. Okay, everybody, it's my personal opinion. For the person who leaves on their own choice, right? Some of them left because they felt like it was the best they want to live. They want to leave and move on at the peak of their life because they don't want to like suffer more. That's fine. That's still in a way respectable if it is something that, because they don't want to continue like the torturous life anymore, you know, like that kind of stuff. But then there are those who just entirely gave up on themselves. That's even more heartbreaking because the people around you will feel like you did not do enough. Why did not you have way more regrets where you felt like you didn't pay more attention to them and stuff like that. That's even more heartbreaking. That's way more upsetting. For me, when the most recent one that I felt that way was a couple of years ago. Thankfully, it was a couple of years ago. I actually knew. I was like just that little tiny snap from like you not ever knowing me. By the way, was like I gave up. I was the latter one. I was the one that was giving up. That was like the one that I nearly left the wall. but at the end of the day, I'm better now. So you see, I'm able to talk about this topic too.
It's not an easy. It's one of the hardest topics to talk about most of the time because it's very delicate
Emotional.
subjects. But yeah, Gabriel, interesting background. And yeah, it's very difficult to put into definitive scientific terms things that are in the emotional department. Hence why we have this podcast.
So it's just crazy, you know. You know when you lose someone that's dear to you, it feels like the whole world crashed on you.
Yeah.
But just know that it's gonna be temporary. Like I don't know how long it will be. For some, it might be longer. It's gonna feel like forever. I said it's temporary, but it's not actually. It's like quote unquote. But there's gonna be a time where you'll be able to. This is also if you're able to do it, is to accept what happened already happened.
So like, there's always energy involved in essentially how I see it. Like, you're going to be feeling a certain way because of a certain event. And like I said, the best way I've dealt with this is just having the thought that, hey, they would want me to be doing this. And so when people ask me, why are you so like happy all the time? Why are you so like mentally stable or mentally strong, or why are you they're always asking me, how do you do it? It's like, because I have a lot of people who put their faith in me that are no longer here, that would want me to be the way I am, so essentially that's why I am the way I am, because people kind of stay alive through that. It's a weird way to put the energy in, but that's how I got to the place I'm at. But yeah,
it's not easy. It's more
like an inverse necromancer.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I just feel like a lot of people think like it's not like people don't talk about these topics, like KV topics, because it's very sensitive.
Well, a lot of people can't talk about it without getting negative about it. And
Yeah.
breaking down.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not even for me, but it doesn't mean that like I can't talk about it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
But,
like being able to talk about it, it's a strength on its own. Like it could show how strong you are on its own without you knowing it. Cause like for me, it took me a very long time to reach to this point where I'm able to talk about it and even laughed about it when I'm talking about it as a coping mechanism.
No,
it took me very long,
it's not even
years of years.
It's not even a coping mechanism. If you can smile when you're talking about these things and you can laugh, it shows that you have turned something very negative into at least something that you can handle nowadays. And so it shows a lot of emotional growth. So that's why people, that's actually why people say comedy is the therapy, of humanity. Because we just tend to laugh through like all the traumatic events that are happening, like oh no, the ozone layer is dead, ha ha ha. Guess what? Burning like it's like, but that's that's humanity's thing. If you can laugh, not at the moments, but if you can laugh around those moments, it makes it a lighter. It takes away the heaviness to it, and it makes it feel wholesome in a sense. It's a blooming mechanism. Hey yo.
But it's kind of twisted too, though. It's kind of like crazy how people can laugh about all those heavy topics. Yeah, and they usually make jokes out of it. So it's like
some people unintentionally will say the wrong things at the wrong time, and then they'll get canceled for it. Which is why it's another big risk to doing these things. You have to really measure your words. And thankfully, I don't have to measure my words. They kind of tend to naturally be okay for the most part. So, phew,
It's like, I'm not gonna get canceled today.
No, but and then some people, I think a lot of people that bring a negative light to all these topics are people that, at some point or another, these types of topics bring a lot of attention, right? And people are really good at telling when you're faking something. So when you're faking something just to get a reaction and views out of people, oh my god, you are the worst kind of person.
Oh,
Like, like I personally don't hate a lot of people, but I hate you people the most.
like, bruh, you are making
Like
basically
you
they're
ruin
making
it
fun
for
of
people
it.
that actually need it. Yeah, you ruin it for people that actually need it. You know, like some people actually need it, and you're out here making light of it. It's not something to make light of, and then you ruin it. You just ruin it. You know, I can't say it any other way.
So
give an
true,
example.
so
Zero faking something. Oh, so for example, pretend I am. Let me put myself in a different place to give a better example. Pretend I am now like
bruh, above me. Really?
Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about like depression, and like I've totally been like depressed before, and so I want to talk about it with you guys, and like really, you know, get to like you guys to share your experience, because like for me depression has been like really exhausting, and I want to know how you guys deal with it.
It's like attention seeking, basically.
Yo, bro, I can tell it's F.
It's just being attentive, like attention speaking, okay?
Yeah, like yeah, I mean it's perfectly fine. Some people have that voice, like the typical content creator voice, like welcome to the stream, and you know, do this and that, and but then some people are like actually get into it and are, you know, do provide real feedback, but some people just like want to take your emotions and use it as a tool to increase their number, and it's like, bruh,
I've seen
please
so many.
stop. And then a lot of people will really do this, like even not on content creation, but like on Twitter. Oh my goodness, you want to know why I haven't really been part of the VTuber community on Twitter? This is the main
Because
reason
there's
why.
so many of these
fake
people.
posts.
There's so many.
It frustrates me. It frustrates me how many people play with people, like feeling. It's like bait feeling baiting people.
So
It's so
clickbaiting
annoying.
is
So-
filling.
I hate it. You don't help out. You just make people worse, because then they gain nothing but a more. Like, yeah, they might relate to you, but you didn't provide anything to help them. Like you're just like, oh yeah, let's all be depressed on this stream. Woo! No.
It's low key also
No.
like to stroke their ego, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like
Yes.
people are paying attention to me because I'm talking about this topic, so I should do more of this just to gain more like attention, and then it ups their ego, saying like, oh, everyone love me, and blah, blah, blah. You know, like
it's very in like what. If we get clipped out of context on this, I really just then clip this part to like counter clip, I guess. Because no, it's true, because people can take what I just said out of context and just say I'm throwing shots at random people or other VTubers or something. It's not like
So
that.
true.
It's like, you know who you are, and you know you're not contributing positively to people's lives. Like at the end of the day, they're not just viewers. They're not just other people. You know, it's not just
They're
a number. They're
people.
There's literally
Human
people like you and
beings.
me that have feelings. You know how can you get it past you as a person to manipulate people in that way? I don't understand. I can never understand. I'm incapable of doing that. It just goes against who I am as a person.
I
know?
can't put myself in their shoes
I-
either, mate.
No.
I can't.
I can't justify doing that. Are you that desperate for views? Like no, like stop.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's what really, you wanna know
zero
what
being
triggers
like
me?
this.
That's what makes me mauled, bro. That's what really makes me mauled. Like things that make Zero mauled.
It's like
that
Zero's
makes me
like
mauled.
fight me, mate. That's a synergy I'm getting. Like, fight me. If you're gonna do that, fight me.
No, for real. Because some people, like, literally, they don't know that they're being manipulated by these people, and it's just sad, man.
It's cause like when people are able
Let me
to
breathe
talk
now.
about
Yeah,
something.
let me breathe.
It's like when people are able to like relate something that they're talking about, and then they get really emotionally invested to it. That's what they're doing to manipulate people. At least for us, we're not, because we actually experience it ourselves. Oh my god. It's just I just don't know how people could have that morals. Like, where did the morals go as a human being? Human beings are known to be intelligent. Where did those intelligence go? Did they went to like freaking brawls
It's
or some
being
shit?
used. I mean, they're intelligently using it to get money, I guess. It's just not right.
It's so ridiculous, mate. That's why
It's
I
not
can't.
right.
It doesn't. Nah, it's not.
Nah. Yeah, it's the puking feelings. Like,
Okay. Before we go any more
before we
different, we need to
continue
talk.
balding.
Yeah, we need to talk about overthinking, because otherwise this stream will go 6 hours long. Okay.
Random balding.
So overthinking. Do we have a definition of overthinking?
I don't see anything.
I think it's no. I've not put out the question.
Oh,
I'm
we're
saying.
skipping to. Oh, you're not skipping. We're going back to overthinking.
We're finished. We're finished with.
Recap on overthinking, because I kind of went into it at the beginning of the stream, and so just gonna quickly recap. Psychologically speaking, in the world of psychology, overthinking is not a coined term yet. The closest thing we have is rumination, which like we tend to believe is overthinking about things that happened in the past, and that coin was termed somewhere in 1991. Regrets, resentments, things in the past. In the present, it's like if you're stressed out about making a decision in the moment, I would say, you have to like make a decision that's very important, and you only have a couple minutes to make the decision. You can overthink about, your choices. And then your other one, or you can overthink about how you're like going to look, like your appearance or something like. You can overthink about so many things. The future one, I think, is what we tend to relate to the most, when you're overthinking about the what ifs, or you worry about what might not happen or what might happen. So, what if I don't get paid next week? Some people just overthink like that, and a certain type of OCD can, when you have those thoughts, they don't go away. So you're like end up thinking about them constantly. There's not a switch in your brain, literally, to stop thinking about things. And people that have OCD are on medication for that reason. And that's just a specific example. It's not that unique. It's not that specific. Like, oh, sorry, it's more broad than that. That's just a very specific example of people who have a disorder like OCD and how overthinking affects them. Just to give examples. So, overthinking wise, like I said, future wise is where I think we mostly relate, because people tend to look at the future and overthink
Unknown future.
Yeah, the what ifs really kill your brain and your motivation. You might end up realizing after a day's over, like, I spent so much time worrying about what might happen that I wasted time, and then that will get you to overthinking about the past. It's a loop, but it exists. But not a lot of people have that loop. They don't go from future to past, but I have seen it happen.
So,
yeah, Kai has a lot to say on overthinking.
Why?
Matter of fact,
Why?
As a matter of fact, he's overthinking about what to say about overthinking.
Okay, wait. The marshmallows actually will cover a lot of the topics that we would want to talk about. So
Okay.
let me just pull out.
Okay. Cool.
Because we have a couple
You get to
questions that
thinking. Let me read Senya and Shadow's thing. Thinking too much. You think to the point you lose yourself and start second doubting yourself and all your choices and goals. Yeah, it can get to that point. Even the most normal things, you start looking at it negatively or with doubts. Yes, that would be the present overthinking thing. The what if is the most dangerous. Yes, that is that is the killer one. What if I get betrayed even though we trust each other so much? Yeah, don't push yourself into thinking about those things. It'll ruin your day, And like I said, if it's something you can't get off your mind, it's like what if, So how do we deal with that? How do we deal with not
it's freaking what ifs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so how do we deal with getting rid of the what ifs? You can't, I can tell you, just don't what if. Oh yeah, thank you. Very good advice.
But it's true. It's facts. It's facts.
I would say accept your what if. Like, actually follow through your thought. Don't just leave it there. Like, give it closure. Like, for example, I'll take your example. I'll do your example, Shadow. What if I get betrayed even though we trust each other so much? Like, don't just what if it and then leave it there. Like, give it closure. Give it hypothetical closures. So hypothetically, if that happened, well, what's gonna happen? You guys will obviously break up, yeah, and not trust each other so much. That is the conclusion. Finish your thoughts, because otherwise you just feed into the overthinking monster, Actually, and then or maybe you guys, or maybe that's not what happens. That's just logically what would happen. Maybe you figure out that there was a betrayal because of reasons that they couldn't control, and then you can understand each other more. Make hypothetical closures to your what ifs, and it will help you deal with it. At least that's the only way I can think of personally. And that answers the question on the
Yeah, I was like, you're answering the question already.
So there you go. I don't know how Kai does it, but I'm sure he has a different method.
I have a couple, but I don't really think. I wouldn't say it's a good way to stop overthinking, because I'm always overthinking 24/7. I'm 24/7 overthinking, so I don't think that's a stop for me, but it's more of like to dwell on it. How do I cope and not dwell too much into the overthinking before it gets even worse?
How to reduce it? You can't stop it. How do you reduce it? Okay, that's a good take on it. Yeah.
So one of the way is, this is not a good way. It's actually pretty toxic that I've been doing, which is to think of something else.
Oh no.
To overlay it. That's one, but that's not good. That's toxic. Okay, I don't recommend you doing that at all, because for me, it works temporarily, but for other people I've known who did this technique, they got the situation went worse. So don't do that. I don't recommend that. The other one for me is to distract yourself. Distract yourself is something else. Like, at that point in time, you just start overthinking. Start doing something else to distract you from.
So like you don't have enough brain cells to overthink.
Yeah, like overload your brain. Yeah. It's like, it's not overload your brain, but like, yeah.
No. There's actually a name for that, but I forgot it right now. But there's a name for that. Like,
really?
It's a type of therapy. Yeah, it's a type of therapy. Actually,
I can't remember.
Where, like, if you have a lot of for example, where I remember reading about it is people that have very negative thoughts, like very, very negative thoughts. What the therapist will suggest is to do things that require a lot of brain power, so that you just don't have enough. You overstimulate your brain to the point where it doesn't have time to think about other things. I have heard about this being an actual therapy thing, like an actual thing. Overstimulation. Overstimulation.
Yeah, overstimulation. Yeah.
Boom! It happened. There it goes.
It's kind of funny because I did this on an instinct, but distractions does help for you to reduce the overthinking. The other method that I would say, but distraction is something that, like, overstimulation, that technique, it's one of the most common method, I would say, for a lot of people. For me, if it goes to very, very extreme ends, very, very extreme, I do the hypothetical one that what Zero said. Because
bring hypothetical closures.
Yeah, like when you give closure to that thought, at the very least, at that point in time, you will stop thinking about it.
Yeah,
you'll
and when it comes back, it's like, wait, I already know what if.
Yeah, you already you already prevent it from being way worse than before. However, there are I by the way, I'm also reading chat. I'm just not reading it out loud. There are times where the what if becomes very overwhelming for you to the point that you can't, like, none of this method works for you. I know this is gonna sound very random. Meditation. Do a headspace, like blank headspace scene.
I was gonna say I sing. It's a type of meditation if you think about it.
Yeah, because, like, when you put your brain to, like, a blank space, like, you could just be staring at a wall, like, or just staring in blank space, or just doing deep breathing exercises. That clears your mind on its own, like, when you're in, like, a Zen mode, if that makes sense. I don't know if you know what Zen mode is. Yeah, you could do that. Like, Zen mode is, like, where your head space is empty. You just don't think of anything else. It's like a time for you to recuperate.
Historically, guys have an easier time thinking about nothing. It might be biased towards the male gender, just letting you know.
Yeah, but, like, I'm one of those people.
It's
who
not
are,
exclusive,
like,
though. It's not exclusive.
rare cases.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm more like the rare cases that I'm always overthinking stuff shit. Which is kind of annoying, honestly. So, Venti, welcome to the stream. Welcome. You have a lovely day. Have a lovely day of you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast. Lambert Lake. Singing helps. Yeah, if singing helps for you, that's good. You do meditation, kind? I do. Back then I do way more. These days I don't. So I do deep breathing exercise more than meditation. Like, okay, fun fact. I used to listen to, like, Zen music before I sleep or when I'm doing work. Or during sleep, like, when I'm sleeping.
Music is so intrinsic to all of this. Like, bro, if you can manage hearing music, music will save your life for real.
Like, Zen music, like, actually let me drift off to sleep back then a lot. Like, when I drift off to sleep, like, or technically pass out, when I drift off with the Zen music, I realize that I'm not, like, it doesn't take as much time than normal for me to fall asleep. Yeah. But for those who have ADHD, meditation might be a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, Senya, meditation is, like, basically think about, like, the moment right before you fall asleep, but, like,
emptiness.
Still conscious.
And peace.
Yeah, it's like achieving that without actually falling asleep for many.
Some people do yoga
at a time.
Yeah, some people do yoga as a form of the meditation too, by the way.
It's like I said, it's harder for most ladies to do it. It's easier for guys to do it. I know it's a hard concept to understand.
Yeah. But I know of people who did yoga as meditation, and they're females, by the way.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Maybe yoga will get you to a similar place. Basically, you're just focusing on something that doesn't actually have thoughts, like yoga stretching and doing different poses. And somehow your brain is focusing so hard on that there is no other what ifs going on in your brain.
It's also
think of
like
the time right before.
It's also like for those who have ADHD. By the way, it's not. This is not like a diagnosis or like a not a prescription for those who have ADHD or like situation
therapeutical
similar.
Advice.
Yeah. It's like it's more of like usually for people with ADHD, the recommendation is to go for overstimulation.
Overstimulation, yeah.
Overthinking, yeah. Because when you have ADHD, normally you can't sit still. So meditation is out. It's like out of the topic for you. So overstimulation will actually help you out. This is also a reason why a lot of them, like for games, like for example, for people who are having like overthinking while they have like ADHD, and they like to play games, they usually play like multiple games back and forth and multitask a lot all the time. It's kind of crazy. I know it sounds like insane. It sounds really insane, but it does help because I have a couple of friends who have ADHD and they said that it helped them out way more than before. So yeah, it's I don't know if that makes sense or not.
I can explain how overstimulation works a little bit.
Yeah, you
I
can.
think. So think about it this way: your brain only has a certain limit to be able to think about things, and when you do it, think about like how some people can't go to sleep unless they have like background like white noise, you know.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing because when it's all silent and quiet, their brain starts thinking. And if there's like white noise or something, it helps them sleep, or like fan noise. Some people need that to go to sleep, especially if they grew up with it. But it's the same. It's the same logic, just applied to overthinking, where you just have so many different things going on all at once that your brain can't focus on that one thing. And because it can't focus on that one thing, it all becomes background noise. And you're able to relax and find comfort in the background noise because you can't focus on one thing. That is the key, the ability to not focus on one thing because there's just so much stuff. That's how overstimulation works, you know. It's like the inverse of meditation, but it's weird because it achieves the same result.
It's kind of funny. Like some people like to listen to ASMR as well. That kind of helps them as well. I don't know why. Like,
Yamete kudasai.
No. But for me it's kind of a weird thing because some people find it very relaxing, some people find it like it's a form of meditation or like soothing. For me it really depends on what it is. If it's like the rain sound, it's still
Sorry,
like
I was answering
water.
the text in case my model did something weird. Sorry.
If it's like water sound, then for me it works. But like for some people, like I said, like what may work for us may not work for you. It's the same way as for what may work for you may not work for us. So we have mentioned a couple of like ways. So it's up to you if you want to give it a try.
There's a universal way though. There's a universal way. Figure out what calms you down, or what helps you go to sleep, and then play that or do that thing that you normally do before you go to bed, but don't actually try to sleep. You know, that will calm you down because obviously it calms you down. That's how you go to sleep. You know, that's
the big
universal.
struggle
Everybody
is-
does something different. Everybody does something different to like fall asleep. So you know, that will work for everybody. Just figure out what you already do, and then do it in a environment outside of trying to go to sleep. You know, if you end up taking a nap, well then by all means that's even more beneficial, honestly. So
Yeah, that's a struggle of not trying to fall asleep. Okay, so we've already said a couple of methods that we personally use or think it's good. Feel free to experiment, but make sure it's within your capabilities and your own. Like you should keep yourself as your number one priority, your safety and stuff like that. I don't even know whether did I say that, but it's important. Yeah.
I think that's
So, what?
I'm just saying random anime lines. Soka.
So I
When
do
they pull up,
meditation
like,
all the time.
when they push up their glasses and they're like Soka. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You don't have to do meditation all the time. Like for me, meditation sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, it really depends on you. You can have multiple different methods to do it. You could do overstimulation method. You could do the
point is to cope with overthinking. You know.
Yeah,
deal with it.
yeah.
It's
You are,
way
I think,
different ways
understood
to-
1%.
It's better than no percent. Honestly.
Yeah, better than
If you
zero.
can improve 1%, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, as
You
in
meant the
better than
number. You meant the
0%.
number.
Not you. Not you. 0%.
I was making. I know. Calm down. Calm down. I'm stressing him out, bro.
But yeah, you don't have to understand fully. It's just pick whatever. Like,
How do you say "welcome back" in Japanese?
Okae nasai.
What?
Okaeri nasai.
Okaili.
Okaili, just say Okaili. Just say Okaili.
Okaili nasai.
Okaili.
Okaili nasai.
Just say Okaili
Yeah,
is
forget
fine.
it.
Okaili nasai is more
Forget about
formal.
it.
But like you don't understand the whole entire conversation that we're talking about. You can understand parts of it and take what you need, take what is beneficial for you, and then you just use it. No, not bro.
Okaili. Okaili? Oh no, that doesn't sound right. It's Okaili. Okaili. I don't know how to say it. Nona?
No, not
Huh?
Nona.
Nuna?
Yeah, it's like older sister, but it's used for like males. Like usually males use it towards older sister or older females.
So it is Nuna, right?
Nuna. It's like
Nuna.
it's like for Korean. Yes.
So how do you say hi, Nuna?
안녕하세요, 누나. Or
Right,
you
just
want to
type
short
the
like
first
in
word.
like okay,
So
like
type
like
the
informal,
first word. Type the first.
like just I know just like for informal it's like
Oh? Is that how you say that? That's what I heard. That's what I heard. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
안녕. Alright.
Wait, zero. Follow me.
Okay.
안녕
안녕.
하
안녕
say
say
yo.
Uh-huh.
So it's like
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Yes, that's right.
Okay. 안녕하세요, 누나. Damn it.
That's close.
안녕하세요, 누나.
That sounds like a freaking kid saying it. You're saying it like a kid saying to like the older sister, like 안녕하세요, 누나.
Oh, 안녕. No, I can't do that. 안녕하세요, 누나. No, it's cringe.
The short
I
form
can't even
is
pronounce
just-
it right.
No, there's a very short form, which is the informal one, which is just 안녕.
안녕.
Yeah, 안녕, and then 누나. So it's
Oh,
like
안녕,
안녕
누나.
누나. You're like
Yo.
안녕 누나.
안녕, 누나. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. It's informal, by the way.
Hey.
Ria, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. Of you.
안녕하세요.
Welcome to the podcast, Lambo Lake. Welcome.
안녕하세요.
Yeah, there you go. You did it.
안녕하세요. Shh, I'm practicing.
Are you planning to go to Korea, like visit Korea or something?
I need to get my glow up first, you know? need to get a sense of fashion first, you know, because people in Korea be looking like sheesh.
Like models, mate.
Yeah, and I'm over here gonna look like a turd. So no.
Okay. Anyway, going back, bad and good effect of overthinking. Oh. My brain just like decides to like my brain can think of a lot more bad effects than good effects.
I don't think there's a good effect of overthinking, honestly.
That
Because ultimately, it just wastes your time because you could be spending that time doing what you're overthinking about, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think we've listed all the negatives already. So I think we can move on to the next question, in my opinion. Unless you actually think there's a good thing about overthinking. I don't think there's. There's one thing maybe. If you overthink so much, you can kind of like simulate so many scenarios that you might end up not making a bad decision. Maybe.
Yeah, like
Copium.
prevention.
Copium.
Like
Super copium.
it's like yeah, like the only good effect is like prevention of like a risk that might happen. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Bro, my the snow effect is glitching. What the Stop glitching, please. Anyway, next one. Next one. There you go. What is the reason you overthink too much? Oh. Zero, do you have that? Any reason?
No. I like I said, this doesn't really affect me that much, honestly. Because I tend to know the risks of overthinking, so I know it's just a negative thing, so I tend not to do it, you know? I have like too many preventative measures to help me stop me from overthinking.
That's crazy.
I mean, I can think of reasons why people overthink too much, obviously, because I mean, I wasn't always like this. And I would say it's fear. You're just afraid of the uncertainty of the future. You want everything to go right. You know, you just want everything to go well. You want everything to come out right. And so you don't want to mess anything up. And that can, you know, staying in that state of mind is a good thing because it just shows that you want to do things right. But one thing you're not doing right is overthinking about it. Think about it that way.
I'm so jealous at Zero right now.
Oh yeah, dude. I go to the mall and I'm like 30 minutes looking around and I'm like, okay, I'll take this, and then I'm like, yep, I'm done.
Bruh.
And then if I don't like it later for some reason, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna return this because I didn't like it. I don't like think about it. Like maybe it did look cute. I'm just gaslighting myself. No, it's gone. Bye.
For me,
if you're insecure, insecurity will help you. That could be a reason to overthink. Yes, Shadow.
Yeah, that's true. Cause I feel like I think I'm like the most relatable towards Spectres and Chad.
Yuto, it's only a chibi because I don't have my full model yet. Tears.
Yeah.
Tears.
True.
Tears. Sad moments. Cry every time.
I have a lot of reasons, but I can't state one reason or like one by like I don't know how to. It's very hard for me to like put it into words because it's there's like so many factors that it's not a reason, but it's more just factors of what led to overthinking. It's not reasons. If you get what I mean. It's like, but the main thing, it's also like I do have OCD, and like what Zero said at the very front about like stuff. Usually it's like people with OCDs they affected a bit differently from normal people.
Yeah, they literally lack the brain cells to not think about something. They can't do it. It's physically impossible. It is physically impossible. So be more like a lizard.
It's also like when things doesn't go your way, the fact that when you're OCD about, anxiety kicks in, and which also leads to even more overthinking. So like I have like a couple of friends who have OCD. They have OCD about organizing stuff. Like it has to be in this specific place at this specific time, and it's like they have like this schedule that they stick to. If they don't, they start overthinking, like, oh, why is it that it leads to that? And then what is this? And then you get anxious, and then it's like a whole circle, and then they spiral out of control. Whereas for my OCD, it's more of like, it's quite similar, but it affects me of overthinking of not of just what ifs in the future. It affects me on all three, the past, the future, and the present. But it's more towards the past side. It's like I start thinking, of like
The
what if
rumination.
what if I didn't do this, what if it turned out this way, or
What if I
like
had done this? It might have been better. Yeah.
yeah, like a lot of regrets. That's where my
Yeah.
OCD plays part of.
Well, regrets
it
turn
just-
into resentments, and resentments turn
Yeah,
into
yeah.
more negative stuff. So don't do that. Don't do that. The past isn't you cannot change the past. You can only change the future.
It's like you like I have like a lot of times where I wish like the moment I woke up I'm back in that past that I turned back time into. And it's like, and then when you realize that time does not wait for you and it just continues moving on, you feel so dejected, so depressed, and so upset.
This is how I feel about any singing I do. I just look at the past. I'm like
It's like it's like reality just slaps you in the face, like really hard. Like,
and then the
there's
only thing
nothing
that
you can do
gets me
about
out of not thinking, the only thing that helps me not think about it is like, well, at least I improved a little bit.
Yeah, like coffee. It's like, oh, at least it's
Send
better
help.
than none. So yeah,
Pain.
it's just really crazy. And what makes overthinking even worse is when you have other factors that cause it to be worse, like your depression, your OCD, your anxiety, your burnout, your imposter syndrome, your insecurity, your low self-esteem, etc., etc. It would cause you way more. That's why I said like there's no specific reason. It's more of like factors that cause you to overthink a lot. So I can't really specifically say it's a reason. It's factors. I think that's more of a more definite way of saying it. Of this question.
Yeah.
I just named everything that I could say about myself.
No, you're good.
Anyway, next question we have. By the way, everyone, I closed the Marshmallow because this room is going very, very long already.
Yeah.
We have like 3 more, including this one. How can you tell if overthinking is affecting your life more and more in a bad way? Holy! This question!
Go for it. Go for it.
Yo, I can rant about this question for hours, my. Oh, who the frick? Who are you? Who's the culprit that freaking asked this question? Why are you crying, Zero?
What? I'm crying?
Yeah.
What?
Look at your
model glitch. Trust. It's because I stuck my middle finger up at my thing, and then it like glitched out the little angry thing.
Oh, all right. You have the gesture thing.
Give me 1 sec.
Look at Zero being so cute. I feel like Zero's voice fit his model right now. Look at him. Cure for overthinking is copium. I don't really think it's a cure. It's just like a coping mechanism. The it is what it is mindset with a health work. It does. It actually does. It does. It does. Brought to ease.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
in the middle of like signing stuff. Apparently.
Signing so the package game or something like that?
No, they have to sign this loan.
Are you doing your taxes right now?
No, it's not. It's not tax. It's just like sorry. It's like it came up randomly. Not randomly, but it's like high priority.
Bro.
So I'm trying really hard to like do everything fast. I'm sorry. I will be back in like 2 minutes, brain cells wise.
Brain cells. Well, in that case, I'll spend that 2 minutes talking about this stuff, so
Thank
that his
you.
brain cell could heal. But man got a loan notification page. It is what it is. It do be what it is. But so how you can tell? I think naturally I'm not gonna lie, it's not how you can tell, it's more of like how could you not tell? Because normally it's typically, usually, you can tell when it is affecting your life on its own, when you realize things are going south, when you're like feeling way more negative feelings, negative thoughts more than usual. That's a really very, very big sign. Or the stereotypical way, it's like you start to spiral out of control, where you start getting more and more mental difficulties situation, like when you normally don't have a severe anxiety or stuff like that, and somehow one way or another leads to that way. It's a very, 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 very bad sign. Another way is like you start to like shun off people, like you don't want to interact with you don't want to interact with people that much, or you just want to be alone, which also is a sign for being depressed and stuff like that. These are things that are just a sign. Usually the main way is to being aware that you're feeling way more negativity than you normally are. Like you don't feel like you are you. That's when it's like a very, very big sign. And I think like there's this thing about human beings where you instinctively will know that something is not right with yourself. Like no matter how dense you are and how much you hate yourself, you're gonna at one point in time at least know, like something in you, something in your mentality, something in your soul, you will feel like something's not right and I gotta get this controlled like entirely, otherwise it's gonna spiral out of control. At least that's how I feel for most people. For me, for as long as I live, I've always been having a lot of negative emotions in general. I have very limited positive emotions, so it's kind of funny.
How is that
like,
funny?
Yo, I thought you're very so.
I'm paying attention in the background, but hello? No.
But no,
That's
for
not
me
good,
it's kind of
man.
funny because like it's funny to me because like only up to recently I'm starting to experience more positive emotions. But for as long as I've lived, I've always been surrounded and living with negative emotions, and it's like I can't actually tell you how many times I felt like if I don't get this control, I feel like things will go out of hand and things might get way worse than how it would be, and then I don't know where I'll end up in, and then that's where this is how it's also overthinking, by the way. And then it affects you in your daily life. How to know whether it's gonna affect you severely in your, it's when I just thought of it, which is when it affects you on your daily lifestyle. Like it's so hard, like everything you do, you start thinking about things like, for example, you're just trying to make breakfast, like trying to make a meal, but you start thinking like, I don't have the energy, or I don't feel hungry, I don't have the appetite, or you're stress eating in general. It's like in a way you're subconsciously damaging yourself without you yourself knowing. It's just kind of funny to me. It's funny because like I'm looking back at my own self-reflection, but at the same time I'm very self-aware of what I'm doing. So it's like funny. I'm self-aware about it, but I'm not really like there's a difference between being self-aware and like doing something about it and not knowing what to do about it. Like for me, I'm more of the latter. I don't really know what to do about it until quite recently. So it is funny, but yeah, once it starts affecting your daily lifestyle, it means that it's affecting you in a bad way in life.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it's a little thing. Welcome back.
I was paying attention, but I don't have any more things to add to that because it's not a thing for me, thankfully.
Journaling can't help me anymore, guys. It's been so long since I do journaling because we're too busy in school. That's so true. It's, I guess it's also like society, like the current society, the way how society is, how fast paced, like life is moving in a very fast pace in this developing human civilization. Like there's no stop button. It's just constantly go, 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 go. Especially when you're in like a first world country. Is it called first world country? I think it's called first world country. Basically, very developed country. Being self-aware about not doing anything because they're overwhelmed. Felt. Yep. You second guessing yourself on anything? Oh yeah, that's also a sign. That's also a sign, Shadow. That's actually also a sign. Would you rather be in your comfort bubble rather than doing even the simple task? There's this very fine line about being lazy and being unmotivated. And being depressed. There's a very fine line about it. Some people are really genuinely lazy. But there are some people who are just unmotivated. And then there are some people who are actually, due to depression, they're unable to do that. Like for me, this affects OCD plus overthinking plus depression plus anxiety. This four, like, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Taking a break itself, okay? Taking a break itself. It like to other people, it's like so easy. It's like, I would love to have a holiday and take a break. Like, I would kill to do anything to that. To like not do anything and just rest. But for me, it's very, very different. It's also what leads me to overworking all the time. It's like when I take a break, I feel like I'm wasting time. And I would think like, oh, there's so much more things I could do to make it for the time that I'm sleeping, I'm eating, and stuff like that. And then my OCD will also kick in. Like, if I don't finish this particular amount of things by today, I feel like I'm slacking off, I'm being lazy, and then I get anxious about it. And then it leads to overthinking as well.
Yourself?
Yeah, you're basically just gaslighting yourself. Yeah. But
Jeez.
yeah, so it's like for me it's really, really tough. But for other people it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take a break and yeah, I'm like, a break. I will start thinking like, okay, if I take a break, how much work do I have to push back? What do I have to do? What will I be doing like since I'm taking a break? Like when I take a break, I'm so lost. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like when people say like, Kai, what do you want during your break or during your holidays? I'm like, like it's a way harder question for me to answer than anything. Huh? Yeah, like that's why like whenever I jokingly say like people say like, Kai, you need sleep, you need a break, you need to rest, and then I would jokingly say like, oh, they're not in my dictionary, they're not in my dictionary, I don't know what are those.
A lot of you should follow the advice you give your friends yourself. I'm just saying.
Like for me, like when that happens, I'll be like, I always joke like, that's not in my dictionary. Like I don't know what that is. That, can you eat that? But like, I know what it is. It's not like I don't know. It's just I have a very hard time to do that compared to normal people. Okay. Like normal typical people, they during holidays they'll go traveling, they'll play games all day, they'll like have fun. I don't know. I'm not that fun of a person, okay? I'm gonna admit that. I'm not a very fun person to be around. I'm a pretty old, boring person. Okay, I'm not old, but like I'm a boring person, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you agreeing just to agree, or are you agreeing for the sake of agreeing?
Don't worry about it.
Don't disappear. Don't try to disappear, mate. Don't try to disappear. Mate, why are you sitting on top of that dinosaur? You want a piggyback ride? Zero-kun, do you want a pity back right? Do you want a piggyback ride, Zero-kun?
No. No. Go away.
Aw, don't be such a tun. Are you playing with your dino?
No, I'm teaching him who's the boss.
That's not convincing.
Let's not talk about that.
We turn into hypocrites when it comes to ourselves. That's so true! You're all
yeah,
true,
you should-
though. Wow. Not the baby talk tune. Yes, Zero is a tune. See, look at him. Look at him.
Nani?
Bye, Senya. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Hope to see you in the next stream or in the future stream ahead.
Saya, Sanya.
Bye. Have a good night, Sen. Good night, rest.
Yes, me.
내 꿈꿔. 우리를 꿈꾸는 거 아니에요?
What in the kunko? What?
No, like dream, like it's like a verb for it.
Kunko?
It's like 꿈을 꾼다. That's like the verb, the base form.
Kumo kunda.
Dream. Like it's a bit hard for me to directly translate.
Trust.
But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. I was waiting for you. Second last question. Basically, dream about me. Yeah, and then I replied like is it not you dreaming about us?
Oh,
Anyway.
okay. I get it.
Next question. Second last one for a day. What kind of things you usually find yourself overthink with? Zero, do you have?
Overthinking, I guess maybe about lore recently.
Oh.
Writing. I think storytelling and writing, like I overthink how much detail I want to put into writing a story.
Oh, that's
Makes
true.
sense.
That's true.
Like ideally I have so much detail that I want people to like see what I'm seeing in my brain, but then I like realistically overthink, like, do they really need that much detail though? Like somebody's just gonna drop it because like, yes, they're very luminescent, fragile, sparkly, frosted. Yes.
It's like you write it in great detail, and then you're like, but I don't think this is
And it's like-
required.
No, it's like, cause I think people are just gonna drop this, like, bruh. Damn it. I don't want people to drop it. You know?
My entire existence, Ria. Zero overthinks the profoundness of the wall. Such an ancient mindset is. Zero, you're becoming the ancestor.
I think in hieroglyphics.
But for me, everything I do. Simple, short and simple. Is there any
Absolutely
time that I not
everything.
overthink? Zero. Have you known me any
When
point
you're
of time
asleep.
that I don't overthink?
When you're asleep, when you're passing out, when you're stressed out about other things that you can't, when you're overstimulated, when you're building your computer.
Oh my god. No, when we were building my computer, I still overthink. I was like, what if this and this and that?
Yeah, but I answered your
Remember?
questions, like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, like, don't worry about it. I'm like, but then later, what if it happens? And it's like, yeah, don't worry about it. But I think the only time I don't overthink is when I'm sick. Like, I'm too ill to even think about anything. You know when you're ill to the point that you're drifting? Yeah, that's the only point.
That sounds like not a good place to be at.
I mean,
Yeah.
it do be what it is. It do be what it is. But yeah, I'm always thinking about everything. If you're talking about recently, I'm overthinking more about content creating wise these days, as well as work.
Ow, 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 my leg died.
You cross your legs to the point that it died. I've overthought my entire life, so I can't put a specific thing on it. I just consider it my strength and control it. Manage it, I make sure to let my confidence or faith reign over it. Still, aside from the certain times and moments in life where my heart makes me feel it's even above my logic, then I do need hope or get help. Yeah, you can. It's kind of like crazy, you know. For a result, where your mind's going inside a different universe. It is. Imagine being isekai. You know this anime when you go into white space isekai? Yeah. Goddamn confidence, my bro. But yeah, yeah, it's like a lot of people tend to overthink a lot, and I don't want you to think that it's a problem, an issue. Of course, when it comes to a very toxic extent, it needs to be dealt with, like control it to the best that you can, or seek for help if you need it. But Zero, why are you still standing there?
Don't worry about it.
Why?
I'm chilling with chat, bro.
Uh-huh.
We are one.
You know what it looks like? It looks like you're holding onto the box. Does it not look like it? Did my chat froze by chance?
No, it's going.
Really?
Wait, maybe. Oh, it's just a little slow.
No. My stream, the one on my stream is frozen. Wait. Yo!
I go over here and I break chat. Let's go.
Zero! What do you do to my chat?
I have stolen your energy. Thank you.
What do you do to it? Okay, wait. Why is it? Huh?
What weight? I have 0 weight, bro.
Okay. It's loading really slowly, like very, very slowly. Okay, there we go. The exchange is so memeable. It's frozen because Zero's weight affected it. Yeah, I know, right? Please, if Isekai is true, I would have... Not gonna lie, I would have too. He's there to set doors.
I would like to be Truck King instead of being an Isekai.
Why?
What you mean? Because then you can send people to random Isekais all the time.
Uh-huh.
Is that a pun? No. Are we missing any more questions here?
We have one more.
Sweet. Isekai squad. Let me be Truck-kun. So I can wait a minute. No, let me not say that because it might be taken out of context. Let me not say anything. Take that back.
Okay, last question of the day. Is being overthinking a good or bad thing? Why? A bad thing.
Yes. Overall, it's a bad thing. You can think about the future without overthinking about it. You can think without overthinking it, you know?
What? What?
We have visitors apparently, Kai, so I'm gonna have to like yeet early.
Okay, okie dokie.
Your chibi are uncancelable right now. But yeah, no, sorry guys. It's a lot of stuff I'm randomly dealing with, but then randomly people decide to visit. So, gomenasai. But I have to leave.
Zero was
But
like
no, thank
telling
you
me
for-
like, "Oh, I'm free the whole day of the anytime."
Nah. People are like, you're free. Let me go visit you. Yo, bruh.
No,
But no,
no.
thank you for having me. Thank you for everything. Thank you for talking. Thank you for sharing so much. And yeah, I gotta eat. I'm sorry.
Say everybody say bye to Chibi Zero.
Bye.
Zero Kun, bye bye. Got a pet. He's still inside. He left the VC. Oh, there we go. We'll have Dino over here to be here, okay? Like I'm still here, by the way. I'm still here for a bit. But zero will be gone for at least for now. Bye bye, Shadow. Bye bye. Thank you so much for coming. Hope to see you on the next stream and future stream ahead. Oh, for those who don't know, the podcast usually will be done like once every, like at least twice per month. So once every 2 weeks or so, depending on like Zero and our schedule. But earlier Zero did mention about it. But for me, I genuinely think that no, because you said you're gonna go, Shadow. I do think, like, instantly I would say that Overthinker is a bad thing. Like, obviously there are some goods about it sometimes, but I genuinely think that it's a bad thing because it does make you waste a lot of time, and it affects you very negatively more than anything else. It will affect your mental state to the point where it could be like unrecoverable, which means that I don't know a lot of y'all would know this. I generally do know that a lot of y'all would know this, but I do think that, at least in my own personal opinion, is once you have a mental difficulty, you are never able to be the same again. You will not be able to cure it, but you are able to control it and reduce the burden it has on you. But you will never be the same old you when you never had any mental difficulties, is what I'm trying to say. But there are pros and cons and stuff. There are pros and cons and stuff. But I can't really say why being an overthinker is bad. But like I said, it's usually bad. It's affiliated with bad, negativity, because at least in my case, I have always been. It always ends up in a bad way, and it ends up making me being depressed and stuff. So, don't think it's a good thing. But everyone, to each their own, everyone has their different opinions. Zero and I, we both agree that it's a bad thing overall. Yuta is known to be the disowned one. She's known to be the disowned one. It's such I missed the burnout topic. That's what I'm waiting for. Oh, we started like the first half. We talked like an entire 2 hours plus about it. So feel free to watch a VOD if you're able to. I think it touches a lot of topics that you might have asked similar questions about. Yeah, you can always rewatch the stream, like watch the VOD. It's available. It will be available. I have some old ones to watch as well. I need to catch up. You don't have to watch all of it. Only watch when you're able to, okay? These podcasts hits everything the right time, not gonna lie. I don't know. Is it actually? We have a lot of topics in mind, and we actually have one that is in the long run, and we do have thoughts about inviting guests in the near future. Also, I've already finished the question, so I'm gonna close the question. But we do have like intentions of inviting guests in the near future. We already have like chairs available for them to talk their personal opinions, their thoughts about it, and stuff like that. So that way we could all like talk about stuff. So if you have any like content creators or VTubers who you know or might think that are interested in or like would like to participate, feel free to let us know through like you can DM me on Twitter or like send me an email, or if you're in the Discord server, you can put it under the suggestion side and stuff like that. So yeah. I know it's always hard to stop being negative when you're in this kind of situation, when you need to release it. It is very hard, but that's why everyone has to bring out some kind of coping mechanism. Like I've always said, some things may work for me, but it might not work for you. Something that might work for you might not work for me. You have to constantly seek out for ways to control it to the best that you can. I know it's gonna be very, very tough, but just know and be aware that you're not alone, and that's also another reason why we make this podcast, is we don't want you to feel that you're alone in this world that is facing this kind of situation. There are people out there who are facing a similar situation like you are. It may not be entirely the same or very, very similar, but I just hope that you know that at some certain degree, at the very least, 0 and I do understand and can relate to a certain degree of how you're feeling, or what kind of like situation you're going through. It's still fine. You two and me is already ranting so much with each other in Tagalog. My sis got a healthy companion to share with. I'm glad. That's good. That's good news. Yuta is iconic to Spectre. Yeah. Dino still there. Gramps, can you make the dino sit in the chair so it looks like you're collabing? I can. But you can't sit on the chair. You can sit on the table. There you go. That's Zero. Zero turned into a dino. At least the dino is a great listener. For your real Gramps, the advice really helps me understand a lot too. No worries, no worries. You're into the Tagalog with thick Filipino English accent sometime. Cause he's the real ancestor now. Praise the dino. Oh, holy dino. But yeah, I'm just gonna spend a bit more time with you all before we end of the stream for tonight, because we've been streaming for over 3 hours, and I cannot consume any liquids or food for the next 8 hours, because I have to get a CT scan in 8 hours and exactly 8 hours from now. So I have not been drinking water or eating for the past entire second half of the stream. But yeah, it's fine. I wish you the best, Kai. Thank you. It's just a scan, so it's fine. It's just fine. No food, Hazukashi, don't. I mean, I ate a little in the evening. I think it was like 5-ish, 4, 5-ish. So I ate a little, so it's enough to me for until the next day. Anyway, tomorrow after my CT scan, I can actually go home. Like, it's in the morning too. It's like early in the morning. But after that, I can go home, take a shower, eat a little bit, and drink water to hydrate myself, and then rest a little bit before the night stream and stuff like that. So, can't do that. I love water. Water is life. Water is everywhere. It is life. Indeed, indeed. I love drinking water too, by the way. Oh, excuse me. I keep burping. But yeah, I do have a couple of things I want to talk about, but that's entirely off related. It's not related to the podcast, so I will not talk about it in the podcast. I'll probably talk about it on tomorrow's stream. And I'm just gonna plug real quick. Very soon, in 2 days, you'll receive a very big news. In 2 days, and basically not 2 days because it's past 12 a.m. for me. So in like tomorrow, because it's right now it's 12 a.m. for me, like way past 12:23 a.m. for me. So it's already 18th. So tonight we're gonna have a stream as well, but tomorrow we have a different kind of stream. It's a bit different. It's gonna be my first time doing a cooking handcam stream, so it's gonna be. I'm a bit like worried. I don't want to dox myself, and I have to set things up and stuff. I'm a bit worried, but it'll be my first time doing cooking stream on stream, and I'll be cooking stuff that easy recipes that you could make. You don't have to follow it, obviously. You could just watch it for entertainment. But it'll be my first time, so I'm a bit nervous. And there will be like a news like tonight or tomorrow. Tonight. There will. Sorry, not tonight. Tomorrow in the afternoon, or like tea time, like evening. Definitely before my stream, or during my stream. There will be a big news being announced. Not by me, but by some people. I can't really say what. And during that time, I hope you'll give lots of attention to it and lots of love to it. We worked hard for it, so you probably could guess what I'm talking about from what I'm talking already. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just eating dinner. Are you actually flexing right in front of my face that you're eating right now, mate? And I yet to add to your age, Mr. Kaissics Walker. So does that mean that I'm like 1,200 plus 2? Because there was last year and there's this year. Is that what I meant? Yeah, and it's delicious. Yo, I swear. Why are you my mod? I woke up a bit before stream. Lamar 1,200 plus 2 with mathing. Well, we don't know my exact 1,200 where, but it's just 1,200 plus, and then plus 2. So. While we're actually doing Kai Day. I know! Actually, what are you eating, by chance? I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. Flax, you're eating warm soup? Wanna ask what is my dinner right now? I literally just asked! What are you consuming? What are you norming right now? I'm curious. Nom nom nom. But I just feel like adobo. Wait, is that not the braised chicken? Like the Filipino dish, the chicken dish? I've been wanting to try adobo and sinigang. I've been wanting to try that. Also, recently I know I'm just curious about this. If you have any topics that you want us to touch on for the podcast, feel free to suggest them to us. It could be very deep topics or very lighthearted topics like what we did earlier. And hopefully, like what Zero said at the very front of the stream, it's a disclaimer, but I just want you to know that we're not we're not professionals, we're not medical professionals, we're not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or a therapist, or a counselor. None. We're just sharing things based on our own perspective and what we've experienced before, and through empathy as well. So just take what you want from this stream, what that is beneficial for you, and then apply it for yourself if you want to, or just, you know, you could use it, leave it as it is, and just, you know, hear us ramble about stuff. But the main point of this stream is to, you know, touch on topics that not a lot of people are very open to, and we want to provide a safe space, a safe, controllable space that we are able to control for you to express yourself a little bit, and, you know, don't feel alone, because I could, in my, at least for me, I personally know how it feels like to feel like the whole world is against you when you feel like you're alone. I know how it feels. I can relate to it, and it's really, really suffocating and really, really painful. It's not a good place to be, not a good expression to feel, not a good feeling to feel in general. So this podcast is just, you know, we as much as I want to do it every single day or like every single week, I'm unable to, obviously, because it's schedule and stuff like that. So at the very least, Zero and I were trying to do it like once every 2 weeks, or basically twice a month, to the best that we can, and hopefully y'all will give lots of like support to it. Please do share like our podcast to those who you think might need it and stuff like that. Or if you yourself need it, feel free to watch it over again, because, you know, our main reason for having the podcast is not for it to gain a lot of attention, but it's to more of like, you know, mental health awareness is more important in our opinion, and as well as like not just mental health, but like the difficulties and aspects of life in general. So yeah, feel free to share it with people you think that might benefit from our podcast, or who might actually really need it, or even for yourself too. Not gonna like, the background music sounds like a graduation background music. My intrusive thoughts wants me to share it to my whole class, because we all need it. I mean, if you want to, you can. Not the graduation topic. Anyway, I should end up the stream here. Don't worry, I will have a stream tomorrow, or actually tonight. Let me quickly just check out and see if there are anyone who is streaming today or right now, and I could rate them real quick. So I feel like it's been a while since I rate anyone. We all need therapy for some reason. Share with the class is valid. It's the Pozatsu. We almost have it without saying the graduation. I mean, it was not me who said, okay? It was not me. So there's not much people streaming at this time, which I'm very, very surprised. Bye, Gabriel. Thank you so much for coming. I hope to see you in the next stream, the future stream I had. And thank you so much for staying here for our podcast. Zero, mate! Yo! Again, sorry, I got this and stuff. It's all good, G, mate. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. Let me just put Dino-kun back to his seat. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, Zero. Thank you. Thank you for being my co-host. Do y'all have anyone in mind that I should rate? Because I am looking for people to rate right now, and I don't see many. I'm so surprised there's not many people streaming right now at this time. I am genuinely very surprised. Do anyone know of anyone who's streaming right now? Obviously on YouTube, not on Twitch, of course. I'm trying to... Are there really no one? Hello? Thank you for the stream, Zero and Kais. You're all welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for being with me and Zero. Thank you for being with us for so long. Thank you, thank you. Lenya, hello! Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. We're gonna end of the stream though. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you have a lovely day. Have a lovely day of you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Aruri? Aruri is streaming right now? Hang on. Oh, she is. She is. In that case, we can stream Aruri. Once this stream ends, we will raid Aruri. So make sure to send lots of love and support to Aruri. She is currently streaming Affogato. Let me just type this real quick. You will stream, I've been here. Oh, bye bye, Shadow. Thank you so much for coming. And to see you in the next stream, the future stream ahead. Okay, this is where I'm gonna do my ending. We will be raiding Aruri, and then once the stream ends, we will be raiding her. So, with that, my usual closing. If it's morning, afternoon for you, I hope you have a lovely day. Have a lovely day of you. If it's evening or nighttime for you, and you're heading off to bed, I hope a good night's sleep, a good night's rest. Thank you so much for staying with us for so long for our very long podcast. Again, thank you so much for Zero for co-hosting with me for a podcast. It's amazing being able to like host a podcast with him and stuff. It was very fun. I hope you had fun too, and I hope it was very useful for you and for people that you might be sharing around with in the near future. And yeah, with that, thank you all so much for coming, and I hope you'll have a lovely day or have a lovely day ahead of you. And I shall get some bit of rest and a bit of work to do, and I shall be heading off. Bye bye everybody. Bye bye. Also, I hope everyone have a lovely weekend. I hope to see you on tonight's stream because it's already way past 12 for me. So yeah, see you then. Bye bye.